Have a nice day.
I told you. Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
Who are you talking to?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Connor Onion, Connor James up top. Adam King is on our sidelines. Good afternoon, Adam.
Hey, Connor, I didn't know how this spring season would look, but if you're an SIU fan, you've got to enjoy the 2 home games so far here. You get a win over the #1 team in the country, and now
Yeah, my bad, guys. I put the wrong name. I put the wrong picture, everything up there. I had to go change everything. I had to change all the tags, everything. So hey, make sure y'all hit that like button.
Let's go. So I think they're pretty ready.
That's a good test of the stamina with the voices early on before 60 minutes of ball, huh?
Yeah, I looked back, and between the years of 2007 and 2013, yours truly played in that span. 7 straight years, this rivalry, the game came down to 1 possession at the end of the game, 1-score game at the end of the game, and there was 2 overtimes in that series there in those 7 years. So it is good to see SIU really emerge into this top 10 role. And it feels like it's revitalized these 2 programs. UNI's always been there. I mean,
yep.
You look at them and what they've done. And Coach Farley, I feel like he's one of the most best-kept secrets. I mean, really, in football. From a playoff win standpoint, he's top 4 with Jim Tressel. Coach Kleiman's up there. He's in that kind of tier of coaches at this level.
Oh, yeah. Mark Farley, 20 years. He's been there since 2001. They've been to the playoffs 5 of the last 6 years. And he's been dubbed a defensive genius by a lot of people throughout college football. And he's got one of the top defenses in the country coming in here to Carbondale today. Will be his offense on the field first. This is top 10 football. We're playing football in the spring. This is as good as it gets. Technically a sellout with COVID protocols. With Quan Hampton back to receive, Nico Galdoni gets us started, and he booms one to the end zone. And UNI will bring it out with the touchback with their sophomore quarterback, Will McIlvain, who set the freshman passing record at Northern Iowa last year, almost 3,000 yards, and he's got to have a better day today, Connor. He completed only about 40% of his balls last week against Illinois State. Still a win, though.
Yeah, you watch this Panther offense, and you feel like they're trying to figure it out a little bit sometimes. They've always had the big guys up front. They want to run the football. They've struggled to do that, but it feels like they're feeling their way a little bit. They've been in long 3rd and long situations, so they want to try to be great on first down here to start this game.
With that great defense, it's a question of how many points can this offense give them, and that's a positive start. With McIlvain on the roll, he got 5 yards out to Logan Wolf, who has been a reliable possession receiver for this Panthers offense.
Second, it's an excellent play there just on first down. It gets you right where you want to be. 2nd and medium, staying on script. Panthers are here early.
It was a great start to their win last week against Illinois State on offense, and a first down on 2 plays. Dom Williams going outside and banging his way for a first down for the Panthers.
And one of the things about this run game, too, is they just haven't. You see it here, Dom Williams off edge here. Bryson Otry trying to come under that block. Bryson Strong out there, linebackers for the Salukis finishing off. But this run game hasn't had those explosive runs. They've been really contained in the run game. They're just trying to break one.
This is the interesting side of the ball today. This Northern Iowa offense against this SIU defense as Deion McShane picks up a couple. This is an SIU defense. They've been dominant in flashes, but they've also looked vulnerable in flashes against the run.
Well, and you can see here early in this game what UNI's plan is. They want to get this defense running side to side, pursue, so they can open up that inside. And they've gone boot, they've gone outside zone, they've gone off tackle. They're really trying to get this defense, Saluki defense, running side to side.
First time to the air today for Will McIlvain, one of the most elusive players in the country, and he's chased down by Anthony Knighton. Did get something out of it. McIlvain picked up 2, and it'll be 3rd and medium.
We'll see Anthony Knighton here coming off the edge. He is 2 sacks away from being the all-time sack holder here at SIU. That time doesn't get the sack, but did get the pressure.
So we were talking about SIU looking good in flashes. 3rd down last year. They were one of the best teams in the conference in getting off the field. Haven't been as stout to start this year on 3rd down. 3rd down on the opening drive, and McIlvain airs it out, and it's dropped by Deion McShane. Jonathan Thompson had the coverage, and some pressure came up the middle for SIU.
Yeah, had what they wanted there. Long throw. So Saluki defense able to hold and force a punt. And again, that Panther offense, one of the things that I've seen just from a drive perspective is they haven't been able to put together long drives down the field, scoring drives. And right there, they started with manageable field position, but unable to move the chains. Javon Williams back to return.
Williams, the freshman All-American last year, the running back and punt returner, gets a couple on the return off the punt from Nate Murphy. So here comes the Saluki offense for the first time. Nick Baker is now calling the signals back there for SIU's 2-0 since he took over for Trey Lyles, who's out once again this week with broken ribs.
And one of the things Coach Farley said about Nick Baker was that it doesn't matter what quarterback's in the game. It's the system of the Saluki offense that has impressed him from the midway point of the 2019 season coming into this game. But I can tell you, Nick Baker might take that a little personally. He brings a little something extra to the game. I call him a gamer-type quarterback. Really, both of these quarterbacks are that way.
I don't think Baker would tell you he's a system quarterback, but you get a look at this stout run defense. Romir Elliott runs into the wall of Jared Brinkman. This is a Northern Iowa defense that is allowing nothing right now, just 3 points the last 2 weeks.
Look at that right there. Brinkman just fights off the block there and just finishes it too. Big man inside.
Brinkman had the big fumble recovery to all but seal that win last week against Illinois State. He has the first tackle, and there's the deep ball ability of Nick Baker going up top on the corner route to Landon Lenore for a first down to midfield.
And this was not an easy throw here, folks. He has a safety over the top and a corner underneath. You'll see that corner is gaining depth right there. You'll see him flying the screen. I mean, that's a tough throw, but put it right on the money, and Saluki's on the ball.
It's something Nick Baker's been working on throughout the spring as Elliott turns ahead for 2 yards. He said in practice, a lot of the times he's been overshooting those deep balls, but that was a dime.
It absolutely was, and continued moving the chains, and Saluki's here on 2nd and long. Looks like they're changing some personnel here. Take Levi Mitchell, the big lengthy tight end, out of the game and bring a receiver in.
They do split out Jacob Garrett. You don't see Garrett split out much.
No,
now
he's coming back in.
Now they tuck him back inside. He spurns a block for Romir Elliott ahead to make it 3rd down and manageable. But that was the MO. You mentioned the run for SIU late in the 2019 season. Tight ends, big backs, they want to shove it right down your throat just as much as UNI wants to stop you on the run.
They put a lot on their upbacks. Traditionally, you think of those players as kind of your meathead, just going to go, make blocks. But Jacob Garrett actually calls the plays when Javon Williams in at quarterback. And, they do some things where they're motioning them in a lot. And this is a big 3rd down here for this offense.
Best 3rd down defense against best 3rd down offense in the conference. And Romir Elliott gets the call, and he's short. So after the first down converted by SIU on the corner route, they've got a decision just inside midfield here on 4th and about a couple of yards. Let's see, 3 yards to go.
And this is something this Panther defense, they're going to make you earn every first down. A highly contested throw and catch helped the Salukis move the chains. But right there, that defensive line for the Panthers, led by Brinkman and company, are able to force a 4th down and force the Salukis to punt.
That was a look at Nick Hill, the 5th-year SIU coach. He makes the call to send out Jack Cahoon, his punter, and he's been one of the best in the conference the last 2 years, but that one touches up in the end zone for a touchback.
He put it where he needed to.
All right, so the defense is staying Hernandez got a first down, but nothing after that. 2 punts, and the UNI offense back on the field after this. It's a top 10 matchup today from Saluki.
Baby, just to let me down. Let me down.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
Look at that weird Filet-O-Fish sandwich. Ha, 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 why they make it square? If you want Baker's Arby's crispy fish, 2 for...
Y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I will be doing these games every weekend. Hit that like button. The commercials, I'll pause the volume. Don't want the copyright from the music, so hit that like button.
Gillette Pro Glide.
We're going to war. I've never been afraid to swim.
The fastest route to a great deal is the all-new I-95 Nissan, South Florida's premier Nissan dealership, just 4 miles south of the Gardens Mall. Visit us today for grand opening savings, or shop from home with easy purchase online. Get more than $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. The all-new I-95 Nissan, more inventory and a service lead to I-95 Nissan. Grand opening going on now.
Punts for both SIU's offense and UNI's offense on their opening drives before UNI's back in the field. Let's go down to Adam King.
What's going on, Pope?
Look at Nick Baker today, and it was interesting earlier in the week talking to Nick Hill. He compared him to an NFL quarterback with the same name, Baker Mayfield. In the Youngstown State game, you may remember Nick Baker had a very excited moment, spiking the football in the end zone after a touchdown. And Nick Hill called him fiery and exciting on the sidelines for this team. And, well, he compared him to the guy with the exact same name on the Cleveland Browns. I thought that was interesting, Baker Mayfield.
You got 2 spark plug Heisman winners that have been compared to the 2 quarterbacks in this game today, Adam. Baker Mayfield for Nick Baker, the SIU quarterback. Talked to Mikel Calhoun, outside linebacker for SIU today, and he said, Johnny Manziel, he's, UNI's quarterback. Will McElvain's wearing number 2. He's fiery. He's got swag. He can rip it a little bit. And he's got back-to-back first downs to open up this drive for Northern Iowa. As that goes over the middle to Klon Hampton, the Kansas transfer.
Yeah, Will McElvain, to me, he's flashy. He shows up on tape, and there's a zip on his, when he throws the ball, you see it right there. There's a zip on it. But then he's got speed, too. If he gets to the outside, you better watch out.
Last week, there was a lot of pressure that he faced, but clean pocket there. And Tyler Usman enters himself into the game, running over a Saluki defender for a good first down pickup. Got 7, 2nd and 3.
See up inside here, pulling the guard in, the tackle around, and Usman bringing the shoulder on James Caesar right there.
Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button. 31 watching. We got 15 likes. Hit that like button.
Right away on his first look in this game. Tyler Usman and Don Williams will split the reps back there. Well, Chucky Sullivan flashing up there to chase down Will McElvain. There's the speed for McElvain. He gets 4 for a first down.
Yeah, beyond the X's and O's. This is it right here. I mean, this should be a loss of 8. But watch McElvain breaks contain right there, and look at the speed. Able to pick up a first down, turn a negative play into a positive play, and move the chains for the Panther offense. And that's really what a lot of this offense, their production has been him making plays.
That was one of the separators for Will McElvain. He was part of a 4-way competition in camp as a redshirt freshman and won the job. Giving it to Don Williams, and the ball squirts free after a first down, and they'll say Williams is down. Quay Brown picked it up for SIU. Looked like Williams was down by contact there, and he's got it inside the 30 for another first down.
We'll see on the replay here. It does look like Anthony Knighton was coming in with a heavy hand there. We'll see if they go to review here.
Take a peek next door and see what you can learn. They spinning the dials over there?
They are looking, taking some different looks. They are actually spinning the dial next to us, but you and I on the ball quickly here. And they are not going to review it.
Yeah, so no stoppage. You and I runs that play before they even got the chain set, and back to Dom Williams for a couple more yards, 2nd and 6.
And one of the things we talked to our replay officials before is there's only 4 cameras. There's only 4 angles, and sometimes if it's a close play, they may not always review it. But you and I extends the drive.
You got Quan Hampton in the backfield here with Tyler Hoosman. They'll put him all over the field, the slot receiver, and now they flare him out. And Quan Hampton, the jitterbug, gets a first down for UNI. So this is one of those drives outside of that first one last week for Northern Iowa that eluded them in a down offensive game.
Yeah, they've struggled to move the ball. They haven't had any touchdown scoring drives over really 60, 65 yards this season. And some of those touchdowns, 3 of their 6 touchdown drives have been short fields off turnovers. So they have played team football in that regard. But driving the football here with a first down in the red zone.
Or a big special teams play that tagged the front of it. Quan Hampton had the big kick return to start the game last week. This is Hoosman inside. And SIU is there to greet him with Bryson Strong, the middle linebacker.
Panther offense always big up front, big and physical. They're going to move your defensive line. I think for the Saluki defensive front, they want to take creases, take gaps, and the Salukis are without Jawan Blankenship, who had a huge game against North Dakota State here 2 weeks ago.
The defensive tackle out with a leg injury today. And Quay Brown is back. He missed the tackle there on the outside run for Deion McShane. And he's inside the 10-yard line, but 2 yards short of the first down.
What's going on, Coach Hayes? How you doing, boss?
JT Thompson in there, too.
And Quay Brown, that was a big loss after a week 1 loss for SIU. He injured his shoulder late in that game. And you go into that North Dakota State game thinking you're out your best safety, but SIU won it anyway, but now get him back starting at that free safety spot today. So another third down. SIU stood up, got off the field last time. And inside the red zone, Northern Iowa stays on the ground, and Dom Williams is stacked up. Anthony Knighton got to him first, and he's a yard short of the first down.
Anthony Knighton and Christian Maddox come in here. Anthony Knighton unblocked off the edge. He is in attack mode right there, and you see Christian Maddox thuds it up too. Tackle for a loss on third down, forces a 4th and short here. The Panthers bring out the field goal unit.
It's 4th and 1 inside the 10, and you'd think makes some sense to go for it, but Northern Iowa in their first 3 games, they've had some 4th and shorts, haven't gone for any. So they bring out Matthew Cook, the all-conference kicker. And our first scoring of the day comes from Matthew Cook from 24 yards out. The Northern Iowa sustainable drive on offense converted on a couple of first downs. They lead 3-0 for number 10, SIU.
Y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. I will be live for these games on Saturday, so please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
Do it from home. Do it from work. No matter where. 100 vehicles to choose from and 0 down and payments as low as $149. Your search.
Yeah, we do have the Sam Houston game, but everybody voted and chose this game, so that's the game we're gonna be watching today. This depending on what kind of time I have on my hand later on, I might do another game after this one, but it all depends on my schedule for the today.
Couldn't see past his grown-up assumptions. But thanks to fresh ham and warm apple pie, Dad was finally able to see with fresh eyes. May the magic of fresh food never be over. Happy holidays to all from your friends here at Kroger.
Did you hear that? State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Whatever the season, you have to see Lee's Free in Nashville, Illinois. Lee's unique shopping experience offers quilting supplies, fabric, bulk candy, and can even cut your window shade.
Y'all hit that like button for me, please. Hit that like button.
Decorations, toys, and so much more.
It helps out with the algorithm. It helps get a lot more people to come in and watch. So hit that like button.
Connor James, Adam King back with you at Saluki Stadium in 3-0 Northern Iowa first quarter. Told you at the top too that 3 teams should get in the FCS's best conference. Shortened playoff field this year, so this is a tiebreaker between these two in second place today. This is huge as far as playoff implications.
Well, yeah, and you see some of those teams have 4 games. That goes back to the fall. Some of them were able to play, and some have it more than even that. But that game, I think, could come into play for those 2 at-large bids for the Missouri Valley. And it's not a guarantee that the Missouri Valley Football Conference would have 2 at-large, but many consider the league one of the best. And I think we're seeing that on display here today. And throughout the league, you've seen the parity emerge this year in this spring season, just how competitive these teams are, the physicality, the guys that play in the NFL from this league. Just really, really impressive league to watch and see. So Saluki's back out on offense, being forced to punt the last time out.
Well, you got to think that the resilience in the year of COVID will factor into the committee's decision. And both teams have been resilient with injuries and some COVID protocol guys out as well. As we see another corner route from Nick Baker. This time it's Levi Mitchell that runs to the corner and has a first down from Nick Baker.
Yeah, and this is just Nick Baker making a play. Look at this. Steps up in the pocket, eyes down the field, sees his tight end, Levi Mitchell, running across the field. And they were trying to take a shot there on first in possession, the Salukis were. But Nick Baker did not do it because they had coverage over the top.
That's the first career catch for Levi Mitchell, the tight end out of Cuba, Missouri, that was a standout quarterback at Cuba. Tricky play design here for SIU, and Baker checks it down to Lenore. So the deep shot to Javon Williams was not there. They go underneath to Lenore for 5.
I think just first time the Salukis have really showed a different wrinkle out of their Wildcat package here with Javon Williams. Wanted to wheel Williams out. See kind of, it's really a feel-out process. The first quarter, I mean, these coordinators are sitting in their boxes, really feeling out how aggressive was that safety on that play action look right there.
If you're SIU, you've got to steal some plays, and this might be a way to do it with the quarterback run. And Nick Baker came up hobbled there and gave himself up before the first down. They mark him down at the 49, so it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, interesting there, the reaction that Baker had. You'll see it here on the replay. That's an ankle or a leg injury there.
It looked like he grabbed that left foot.
Yeah.
He slid down.
You could obviously no contact. It was a non-contact. And you could tell it was bothered by it because it went down. 3rd and short here for the Salukis, around midfield.
Remember, Baker's got the opportunity to start because Corey Lyles hurt his rib. So the Salukis are playing with their second quarterback to start the season, and Baker hanging in there tough. Despite dealing with some pain, got a first down, landed Lenore with his second catch in the drive.
And just Landon Lenore knew what he needed to get. And Salukis able to convert on third down. Second in the country right now. Third down conversion. Second in the country, converting about 58% coming into the game. Obviously didn't convert on that first third down, but able to move the chains there and keep the drive alive.
This is the phase, the matchup. These two units right here that are the strengths of both teams. And Javon Williams hasn't had many explosive runs yet this year, but he's got one to the outside for 15, and SIU's down to the 30.
Yeah, you've seen 1-5, Javon Williams be explosive at times, but you see right here, when he gets to the second level, those defenders start and look at the physicality there, finishing off the run. He just has that ability when he gets to the second level.
Yeah, hello, Austin Evans. Got a stiff arm from the All-American athlete, Javon Williams. Can't really call him a running back because they line him up in so many different places.
Yeah, 56 touchdowns in high school his senior year. He was quarterback, running back just up the road in Centralia, Illinois.
He's back in the tailback spot here, and that ball's intercepted. Baker and Avante Cox. We're looking to team up. Cox was
Wow,
inside.
that's crazy.
Brown picked it off. So the FCS Defensive Freshman of the Year, he had 6 picks last year. Omar Brown comes up with one to get UNI the ball back.
Trucks and more trucks. If you're looking for a new truck, you've got to get to Ronward Chevrolet.
Y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I said, we will be doing these games every Saturday, sometimes on the weekdays. Tomorrow game, Jackson State, that one will be on ESPNU, so I will not do it live. You know, ESPN will copyright the crap out of me or anybody that does it on YouTube or any other platform. So anyways, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share this with somebody who would want to watch the game. You know, appreciate each and every one of y'all. Wow, that interception was crazy.
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is a challenging time, but this is a time to remember how valuable we all are to one another. To remind our essential workers, whom are still doing their duty to help, that we appreciate them. Yet, they do what they do because we are essential to them. We face this challenge together, for this is the essence of human solidarity. You are
Show your Saluki pride. Get your Banterra Saluki Visa debit card today, and your purchases will contribute to an SIU scholarship. Plus, use your card to get special offers at Banterra Center and other Saluki athletic events. Getting the card is easy. Just open a Saluki checking account or Saluki interest checking account at Banterra Bank. No ATM fees and more than 55,000. By Banterra to learn more. Banterra, proud supporter of SIU. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. See branch for details.
So Nick Baker interception. Omar Brown picks him off, and Northern Iowa comes up with their first interception of the season. Omar Brown gives it back to Will McIlvain in this Northern Iowa offense, and physical inside run for Tyler Hoosman gets this drive started. Here's a look back at the interception. Looked like Cox and Strong were in the area for Nick Baker.
Looking back at it, I don't know if he was trying to go to Cox and just overthrew it or expected Cox to break up, tell where he was trying to go with it. It didn't seem Cox was running up the seam, and that thing was intercepted closer to the numbers.
It was kind of in between two routes. So you're right, hard to tell exactly who it was intended for. As Tyler Hoosman breaks off another big one, shedding off tacklers, and then the ball came free, and Tyler Hoosman did get it back. Clayton Bush is pleading that he came up with it for SIU.
You'll see here that they have the run game going. I think Quay Brown comes here at the end of this. Yeah, with the punch. Perfectly executed punch there to force that fumble, but a fortunate bounce for the Panthers.
Well, now Hoosman, the big power running back for UNI, is down on the sideline. Let's go down to Adam while they check on Hoosman.
Yeah, you guys talk about Baker and interceptions. That was a really big problem early in the season. Obviously, when they went to North Dakota, he came in for Lyles and had his fair share of interceptions. Didn't have any in their big game against North Dakota State. But then last week, again, kind of a very similar start to this game as the Youngstown State game. Every coach talks about turnovers. Well, Nick Hill emphasizes it a lot. And Nick Baker, well, you wonder if a little bit of his inexperience, this is only his third game starting. You look at that interception, maybe he did get a little baited there. And, you wonder if he had played a few more games if he wouldn't have made that pass.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, that's something we were talking about right after that when we went to break, Connor, was the linear element, the parallels between this week's start and last week's start for SIU. They were down 12-0, but then the defense stood up, and Baker and the run game were terrific to carry him home for a win.
Well, yeah, the Saluki passing game has really, it's been its greatest asset, but it's also at times 6 interceptions to 5 touchdowns as a whole. So Baker's throwing 4, and you and I back on the ball here, obviously trying to extend the drive after recovering the fumble.
Without Tyler Hoosman in there, and McElvain taking a shot. He's got Tyson Kershaw streaking past the Saluki defense. He got behind James Caesar, and back-to-back big plays. The Hoosman run, now the Kershaw catch.
Yeah, McElvain going for it right here. First down, and puts it right there. Pick your spots in the game. This Panther offense is in attack mode on these last 2 possessions.
So good feelings for the Panther offense as we hit the end of the first quarter. First, an 18-yard run by Hoosman, who exited with injury, then a 52-yard strike to get you and I back in the red zone with Tyson Kershaw.
Why do you build me up? Maybe just to let me down. Let me down. Mess me
If you rhyme,
sometimes means showtime.
Yeah, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. If you just came in, hit that like button.
Berry.
You ever think Pac-Man gets tired of eating these same little dots? I could get any 2 toppings on my large pizza for just $10. Pepperoni, sausage, bacon, the $10 taste maker, only from Pizza Hut. I think I'm about to out-pizza the Hut. No one out-pizza the Hut.
Easy. He's the only one who sees the big picture. Sees the future.
His plan. Our brothers are going to be gunning for you.
God help us all.
Grubhub Perks give you deals on the food you love.
Yeah, hit that like button. Most of the commercials I will take the sound off because they do copyright you for the music that they play during these commercials. So if you don't hear anything during the commercials, don't mind that. The game, definitely you'll hear the volume.
It's $179 a month. Go to GrecoMazdaDelray.com.
Gotta keep it moving.
Then own your style.
Let's kick it down to the sidelines. An update on Saluki quarterback Nick Baker with Adam King.
Yeah, you just saw in that last drive, Nick kind of slide, and then Baker walking a little hobbled. He headed right to the sideline to get work on, and now getting his, looks like, foot taped up. And now also Stone Labanowitz, you remember Corey Lyles, he's dressed, but he is out for the next 2 weeks. So Stone Labanowitz would be the next guy up for the Salukis. He did start last year for him, but he's out there throwing balls right now as they continue to look at Baker.
All right, thank you, Adam. The Saluki defense is trying to get it back to Baker and the Saluki offense after two explosive plays for Northern Iowa. There's a look at Stone Labanowitz. He would be next up if Baker can't come back in. Tyler Hoosman is back into the game for Northern Iowa. This goes to Klon Hampton. There's a flag behind the play there as Hampton, if it stands, has enough to make it first and goal. Clayton Bush tracked him down, but looks like this might come back.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding out on the edge here. It definitely impacted the play. It looked like Bryson Strong was held out on the perimeter. He's going to back the Panthers up here outside the red zone.
You know it's a hold when the play's still going and guys are turning around calling for the hold. You saw Strong do that before Hampton even stepped out of bounds.
Well, it really is. It's a game within the game. You want to see how the officials call it, but those linemen, I mean, they get their hands inside, they're grabbing onto that jersey. I mean, as a former linebacker myself, you want to make sure you have that area of your shoulder pads taped tightly to your shoulder pads. But right there, it was outside of the shoulder pads.
If there's anybody that believes there's a hold on every play, it's you.
Not every play, but part of it is you got to learn how to get off blocks too. Clear the hands. And Saluki defense here, it's third down. You and I had an impressive drive, a couple big plays. Now they're third and long here, down inside the red zone.
Told you SIU's defense, room to improve with their third down defense. Also room to improve
in the red zone.
Northern Iowa offense as well.
Saluki's red zone defense is last in the valley.
Will McIlvain being chased, and he got it out quick. Anthony Knighton had the pressure, and SIU does hold after a couple of big plays, and the field goal unit will come out for Northern Iowa.
You're going to see, folks, why scouts are impressed with Knighton. Look at the closing speed here. 6'4", 251 senior. It's just, you don't see a guy that big move that quickly. And right there, it shows up on tape. McIlvain's fast. We've seen him. We've seen him get to the edge. We've seen him make other guys miss. But to see that space between the two players close out that quickly, that shows up on tape.
A guy at 250 pounds, or 251 to be exact, should not run that fast like Anthony Knighton just did. But he forces the field goal try, and Matthew Cook bangs it through, and he's a perfect 2-2 to start. So Tyson Kershaw with a big catch to set up Northern Iowa inside the red zone, but then the penalty sets back the Panthers. They settle for 3. It's a 6-point Panthers lead.
Trucks, and more trucks. If you're looking for a new truck, you've got to get to Ronward Chevrolet in Heron. Whether for work or play, we've got the truck you need.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button.
Hear that? State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm. I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is a challenging time. But this is a time to remember how valuable we all are to one another. To remind our essential workers, whom are still doing their duty to help keep things moving forward, that we appreciate them. Because we are essential to them. We face this challenge together, for this is the essence of human solidarity. You are essential, We are together.
Show your Saluki pride. Get your Banterra Saluki Visa debit card today, and your purchases will contribute to an SIU scholarship. Plus, you athletic events. Getting the card is easy. Just open a Saluki checking account or Saluki interest checking account at Banterra Bank. No ATM fees at more than 55,000 ATMs, plus other great benefits. Stop by Banterra to learn more. Banterra, proud supporter of SIU. Member FDIC.
All-conference kicker Matthew Cook is 2 of 2 on field goals today. Northern Iowa twice has been in the red zone twice. They have kicked field goals with the guy who's about to kick off, Matthew Cook. So SIU has held up twice to force the kicks, and they'll look for their first score with Justin Strong bringing it out. He took it at the 2 and bounced off a couple of tacklers, but good kickoff coverage from this Northern Iowa special teams unit. Not only good on defense, but they cover well on special teams too.
Yeah, and part of that special teams component is field position, right? You every 10 yards that matters in special teams. It doesn't always feel that way. It's not the big play. It's not glamorous. Sometimes there's big returns, but that coverage right there, that's a big deal. That backs this defense up. That changes the way you call your first down play. It changes the entire kind of drive. So that's an excellent job by the Panther kickoff coverage there.
So Nick Baker is back in there at quarterback. We showed the shot a few minutes ago. He was getting taped up on his left foot. It's like something bothered him on a run and a late first quarter run. And they give it to Romeo Elliott on the first play. He has minimal yardage. It's 2nd down and 8.
This Saluki offense, you haven't seen that perimeter rushing attack yet. You've got Avante Cox here is tight to the formation. You can see him come through in motion, and there it is. Trying to get off edge because in tight, it's been tough sledding. So
Physical block from Landon Lenore to get him that edge. And a first down for Avante Cox, a guy that you're always cognizant of how many touches is he getting throughout a game. Nick Hill, the head coach for SIU, says 10. That's the minimum. We got to get him at least 10 touches, whether it's in the run game or in the pass game.
And I would say they've had 2 design plays where they wanted to go to him with passing concepts, and UNI was all over it. So didn't get touches on the play because the coverage was there. But right there, the last one, they were able to get it and pick up first down.
So looking at Baker's foot, he's back in there, and SIU's gone with 3 runs in a row. Romeo Elliott gets 3 for SIU. It's 2nd and 7.
And you just see the penetration by Brinkman right there, just kind of eliminates the play before it even gets started. He's 2 to 3 yards in the backfield. See him right there, just being aggressive, unblocked. Garrett tried to get some on him, but disruptive in the backfield, Brinkman is.
Brinkman, a preseason All-American. He was 2nd team All-Missouri Valley Football Conference last year. Senior out of Regina High School in Iowa City. So Baker to the air, and he's got it out to Elliott. And Elliott scampers for a first down.
OG, no.
Just a smart decision by Baker right there. He looks deep. The Panthers showing a lot of respect to Cox speed down the field, and just gets it to his release valve. Is back releasing out there. Romeo Elliott picks up the first down.
Been good, boss. Chilling.
Mark Watson is the wide receivers coach for SIU. He said that he feels like double teams are going to start to come more often now for Avante Cox. So those underneath routes are going to be there for Nick Baker. Baker's not in there at the traditional quarterback. It's Javon Williams who grinds out a couple of yards. Teams have had a good plan for this package with Javon Williams, who chewed up 1,000 yards a year ago.
Yeah, we saw Williams score last week against Youngstown State down in the red zone. A lot of his big runs, they're off design. It's a feel thing. He feels the game out. He feels a defender's shoulders turn towards the where the ball was snapped, and he knows he's got an angle on him, and he breaks it out. That's what he did last week for a big touchdown down in the red zone. But by design, those crease runs, you've only seen about 2 of them. But yes, opposing teams have started to figure out that wildcat package by the Salukis.
Did a big 15-yard run earlier. And Levi Mitchell, one right down the chute to the tight end. One more time from Nick Baker.
This is a pretty throw right here. Nice play action look. Look at the calmness. Just how calm Baker is, even after the foot being injured there, just calm in the pocket. That Saluki offensive line, you got to give them some love because they protect them well so far this game.
And after that throw, Baker was limping back down to the line of scrimmage. And he gets another throw off, and nice one-handed catch from Williams, but driven out of bounds by Austin Evans after pickup of 3.
Just, people watching things like that. He just made that look nonchalant. I'm just going to grab it with my left hand out of the air. I think anybody in the Missouri Valley that got to see, which the Panther fans really didn't because they didn't play last year, but in 2019 got to see Javon Williams. Pretty special.
This is the first time they've played in almost 4 years. Go back to 2017, the last time they were on the schedule. Little throwback here, and Baker drops it, and he's shoved out of the way, and Butcher picks it up, but it's incomplete. That could have been disastrous for SIU, with the two Rochester guys, Cox and Baker, playing catch in the backfield.
So this is an old throwback here. It's not intended to go to Baker. They wanted Justin Strong, but UNI was able to cover that on the other side there. It looked like Austin Evans did an excellent job staying home and covering the wheel route by Justin Strong.
I think CJ might be asleep or at work. Sergeant AR-10, he's missing in action, MIA. I called him earlier. I haven't gotten any answer.
Butcher got a lick on him. Baker stands in there, and a ball that was a dart but incomplete right through the hands of Landon Lenore.
I think Georgia hit up AR and said, "Hey, we got $180K for you to stay away from there."
He had to put it on that between. He had to put that much velocity on that ball right there. And Baker's still limping a little bit. Lenore unable to come away with the catch for the first down. Salukis are forced to kick a pretty long field goal here.
This will be a 49-yarder for Nico Galdoni. His career long is 45, so this would be the best on Nico Galdoni's career, and SIU got Northern Iowa to jump. So if nothing more, that at least makes it a 4th and 1, and you can put the offense back on the field, or a shorter field goal try for Galdoni.
I'm smiling because you have a few Saluki, Jake Green and some of those guys in there on the field goal team. They were signaling first down. I'm like, hold on now, you get 5, you get 5 yards there, but it should be a 4th and short, and the Saluki offense is on the field.
What up, Hurricane Andrew? What's good with you, man?
Absolutely, I think. Yeah, just statistics, analytics, all that show, right? 4th and 1. Your defense has played pretty well and forced Panthers to kick some field goals. Javon Williams in at quarterback.
2 tight ends with them, 4th and 1. SIU was the most aggressive team on 4th down last year, and this is going to be close.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The judge comes in right away and signals first down Panthers. So no question.
So Benny Sapp came up from safety and knocked Javon Williams to the ground. So hard count and all to get you a 4th and 1. Doesn't matter. SIU gives it back.
Yeah, that's physical on physical right there. And the Panthers come away winning that matchup.
So the best defense and the FCS is up. They don't allow a yard. Northern Iowa, the number 4 team in the country, gives it back up. You're good. Damn. Are you gonna run?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
Doggone.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
We asked people to touch the King's buns to score a 2 for $5 deal at Burger King.
What? Say it again.
Oh, wow.
I'm a fan of the King's sourdough buns.
Grab the King's buns with both hands. Get the flame grilled sourdough king in the 2 for $5 deal. Your way better.
Starting today, nobody has to settle for less than the very best, because only Verizon gives you 5G from America's most reliable network for what you need.
The plan is so reasonable, they could stay on for the rest of their lives.
Hulu and ESPN Plus on select unlimited plans, and Discovery Plus on
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that like
and
button.
it all starts at just $35, only from Verizon.
Takes the championship 34 years after his father.
Child arrived just the other day, came to the world in the usual way. And
Zero alcohol.
I need something new. Let me guess. You're tired of this beat-up jalopy and want something 21st century.
That's right. I'm you, from the future. We found Kia Del Rey, which has the
This is a good old-fashioned, just a battle right now. Forcing field goals, getting off the field on 4th down. The Panthers did. These are two teams that you can tell are physical and have come here today in this top 10 matchup and want to make a statement.
And both have controlled time of possession, so it'll be interesting to see how that seesaws, who dominates the running game and stays on the field today. And through the air here, it's Deion McShane to midfield. And Will McElvain has been accurate after a wobbly start last week against Illinois State.
Yeah, this Deion McShane, a guy coming off of an injury, was an Illinois State champion hurdler. Brother plays baseball and football at Western Illinois. He brings a lot to this team. I feel like after the post-injury, he's kind of settling into the spring season.
Last year had a big first 4 games. He was the leading receiver, then had an upper body injury against North Dakota State and never got back to his normal self when he returned. But right back to McShane here, and he runs over Jonathan Thompson on his way to a first down.
Yeah, and this was a nice route here, late flag here on the field. You see this route. And you see the velocity too, McElvain. You just see the velocity, the zip on his ball there. Late flag came out there. That might be something with sideline.
Maybe a horse collar or a face mask too. Looked like it came in right on the tackle. Saw the kind of the deflated body language of Thompson, knowing that they got him there.
You see late here. They tried going for the ball, and then late. Only thing you could grab.
So Deion McShane, you mentioned the lineage for the McShane family. Robert and Stephanie, the parents of the McShanes, I think pretty easy with their wardrobe. Western Illinois, Northern Iowa, it's purple and gold all the way.
Well, the better question is, baseball and football are being played in the spring, so what's his brother doing? Did he have to make a choice, or is he doing both?
Well, Deion has 3 straight touches, 3 straight first downs. And Northern Iowa's right back inside the red zone for the 3rd time today.
You can tell Panther offense, really, they have a good mix. They've got a good mix right now. They've had some runs up inside. They've gotten off tackle. They've done more of the jet running like that. And McElvain has been comfortable.
Looking to punch it in for their first touchdown of the day. They've settled for field goals back-to-back times, getting inside the 15-yard line. Sticks are down. This is a first down and goal with Tyler Huseman as the back. And you see the physicality of Huseman grinding it out. It takes 5 Salukis to get it out.
AR-10 is what is MIA? That's it? Missing in action? Yeah.
Yards
Yeah.
after contact, right? contact right there, but there's still a few extra yards. Clayton Bush has to give every ounce of himself to make sure he doesn't move towards the goal line there. Huseman last week had a big touchdown in the fourth quarter to finish the game off against the Redbirds. Trying to do that again down here in the red zone. 6 minutes to go here in the half.
Another guy that's dealt with injuries for Northern Iowa. He missed the opener, missed a big chunk of last year. And he's spinning off tacklers again, but James Caesar bottles him up and holds Huseman to a 1-yard gain. It's another third down inside the red zone. This is where SIU's been money so far today.
You can see, remember, Huseman earlier in this game was hobbled and had to be helped off the field. So to see him running with this physicality, breaking tackles down in the red zone, you can tell there's a hunger there right now for him to get in the end zone. Big third down. Salukis have forced 2 field goals in the red zone so far. That's a huge difference. Big play in the game.
And not much margin for error to fall behind with how Northern Iowa plays defense if you're SIU as well. So trying to hold them to a third straight red zone trip with a field goal try. Pressure coming on McIlvaine. He rolls out, and a flag comes in behind the play as McIlvaine scampers out of bounds short of the pylon.
I think this is going to be a hold. Anthony Knighton was held on the
Man, they get down in the red zone and can't do nothing.
Yeah, they declined it. You already see. You'll see here when McIlvaine rolls right. Yep. Knighton holding his hands up. Throw the flag. They did, but the Salukis declined and force another field goal. This Panther offense has moved all over the field. Really executed really well outside of in the money zone, the red zone.
You said it earlier, the Northern Iowa offense that has come up with points every single time they've been in the red zone this season. This is their 11th trip. This will be their 11th score if Matthew Cook can make it 9-0. And he does not. So that could be a big
Wow.
in this game. SIU
Can't get no points, and then when you do get the chance for 3, you miss it. That's going to kick them in the butt later on in the game.
This is still a 1-score game in the first half in our top 10 matchup in Carbondale.
I ain't drinking no Kool-Aid. I ain't touching no Kool-Aid until I see the product on the field. Wait, what?
Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on.
Yeah, right now, Manny got a lot of pieces. So if he can't do nothing with this, I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, I already know he's going into the transfer portal for about 3-4 more players. So we'll see what the team look like pretty soon.
This team cannot have a slow start on offense like they did against Youngstown State. And he kind of looked at me like I had a third leg and said, well, if you've got an answer, I'm here for it. But Now you can see that would have really helped so far today. Still scoreless on offense. And now, well, I think you did kind of announce or curse it there with that field goal. So the defense really stepping up here. Nick Hill talked about that as well.
I think you meant third eye. I think. I don't know if your mic's still on, if you want to respond to that.
I think so too, Connor. I was distracted after that one. I do apologize.
Well, especially since it was a Zoom call. It was on Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Valid.
Yes.
You got me on that one.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, thank you for that. That's a good point by you, because SIU, it was a 12-0 deficit last week against Youngstown State. They rallied to win by a touchdown, and playing from behind once again today, late in the first half. And Nick Baker has it stripped. He says he was throwing it, but that is Northern Iowa football. It's Caden Hotelling at the bottom of the pile in back-to-back weeks with a strip sack for UNI.
Yeah, the way this ball came out, I think this is going to be a fumble. You'll see right here, but Baker just calm. Yeah, that hand's in there. I think that's going to be a fumble and a Panther ball. And their defense coming up big, give him a shot. And Baker obviously hobbled coming off the field.
It was Bronte Wells off the edge that forced the fumble, then Caden Hotelling that came up with it.
OG, I think Manny trying to do a one and done.
Forward hand motion, but the ball was already out.
Yeah, I heard like 5 of them scholarships is going towards the portal. We already used one, so I think we're gonna use 4 more in the portal for cornerbacks and linebackers.
Ellerson Smith, who opted out, he's going to be a draft pick in the NFL. And this time, Northern Iowa's going to try to punch it in for a touchdown inside the red zone. 3 trips so far today. They've gotten 6 points, but just missed a field goal.
Now you just see how this Panther defense, they just keep you in games. And Saluki gets some momentum there. Missed field goal, trying to drive the football. They got the running game going on 1st and 2nd down. And now the Panthers have the ball, threatening to go up 2 scores.
Well, they've moved the ball in each of those other 3 drives. This is their best starting field position of the day for Will McElvain and company. And looking for Logan Wolf, incomplete. Jonathan Thompson had the coverage for SIU. So, Connor, we've got another 3rd down inside the red zone. This is where either penalties or a strong front 7 for SIU have stopped Northern Iowa 3 times already today.
And it's really just been the initial look hasn't been there. And we've seen McElvain have to escape the pocket and kind of throw it away in 2 of the 3 of the previous scenarios down here in the red zone. So let's see what happens on 3rd down here. Saluki's looking to just bring 4.
They do just bring 4. Clean pocket initially from McElvain. Then he got it out. Flag flies. Ball goes flying. And we've got a lot to sort out here. Quay Brown nearly picked it off, jumping in front of Deion McShane. And then a flag came in at the same time on the near sideline.
Logan Wolf, the wide receiver for the Panthers, signaling 1st down. And it is in the vicinity of maybe a PI call, pass interference, or a hold on the Saluki defensive backs. So PJ Jules called for the hold. See Jordan Berner right there, making McElvain uncomfortable. Weren't able to see the shot of the hold, but big play there. Extends the drive on 3rd down. Panthers getting another opportunity in the red zone. Would have forced the field goal again.
That's a tough play for SIU too, because that's away from the play. You had 2 crossers in the back down the middle of the field, and that came on the outside route. Back to Hoosman, sticking it inside. He gets a couple. And after the gain of 3, it's 2nd down and goal from the 5. Remember, PJ Jules missed the first 2 games. He was out due to COVID protocol, just getting his legs back last week. And it's been James Caesar and Jonathan Thompson getting most of the reps at cornerback. So that was the 3rd guy in there. PJ Jules called for the hold.
Yeah, Roderick Campbell also moved from corner to safety, had a big interception against North Dakota State in that big win 2 weeks ago.
Back back inside to Hoosman, and SIU with penetration. Chucky Sullivan drags Hoosman down from behind.
Just a lot. Panthers giving the Saluki defense a lot to look at here. Look at that handoff there. Blocker coming across. Got the jet sweep coming across. But that right there means that Chucky Sullivan was trusting his assignment. Trust your assignment. Be assignment sharp. Don't get your eyes on the things crossing and flashing in front of you. And Chucky trusted it and came up with a big play, forcing another third down in the red zone for the Panthers.
Sullivan, a guy coming off his best game against Youngstown State, always around the ball when turnovers have happened the last couple years. Now another third down. Going up top, and there's contact there, and a flag comes in as James Caesar and Logan Wolf got tangled up in the end zone, and it's Wolf involved in a penalty again.
We'll see on the replay here, there's definitely contact. From that angle, it certainly looks a little late there, but look, Wolf just maybe fell down. I didn't see the initial contact. Contact was made. Let's see if we get it from this angle. Yeah, just both players engaged there with each other.
Well, you wonder, too, is that ball catchable?
So forces a first down here.
Down to the 2-yard line. So Northern Iowa has kept the drive alive twice now on penalties inside the red zone. Trying to punch it in for the first time today, and they go to the power back. Hoosman, and he's a half a yard short. SIU got just enough push to keep Hoosman out of the end zone. It was Mikkel Calhoun coming in there from linebacker.
You can tell this Saluki defense has really been stout in the rushing attack. Watch here, Bryce Notary physical, Clayton Bush,
Southern Illinois.
physical.
First and a half. With 30-second
Calhoun
timeout.
finished it off anyway. Here's the last one, Pyle. I think he ended up getting credit for the tackle. You're right, no tree with the initial surge, but SIU takes their time out here. They're sensing that they've got to potentially go down and score the other way now with the nose of the football separating it from the goal line for UNI.
Well, and last week they had the ball coming out of the second half. They were able to score going in too, so you really steal possession that way. So trying to leave some time on the clock here. Obviously, you want to come up with a stop. The ball's on the 6-yard line. Anything can happen. The snap of the football, anything can happen. I mean, as a player, that was one thing that the defensive coaches that coach me always preach. Make them snap it again. You never know. A box snap, a play, communication gets confused. But on the 6-yard line here, Salukis want to leave themselves some time to maybe have an opportunity to go score if the Panthers do end up scoring.
So Hoosman stays in. McElvain under center.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button.
McElvain is in, but the back judge threw the flag right as that snap happened.
And that's why you make them snap it again. I think this is going to go on the Panthers.
Timeout. Southern Illinois. That's your second and a half. Skip 30-second timeout.
So they got a timeout for SIU. Looked like
Please set the game clock to 1:31.
The play clock was winding down, but also SIU had 12 on the field. Bryson Strong was counting. So they did get the timeout called in time, but that's a big timeout. If UNI scores here, now you're only down to 1 to try to score before the half.
Exactly. That's a mental miscue down in the red zone for the Saluki defense. That's something you never want to have. You never want to have those. It happens a lot. You've got different personnel that you want on the field. It's communication on the sideline. It's staying alert. It's staying in the game, and that's why there's 11 guys on the field, 22 if you combine both teams. But man, when you're on the sideline, you've got to be in the game. And right there, just a little miscommunication. Panthers back out, probably going to sneak it.
They showed their hand with McElvain before, and SIU builds a wall around him this time, and it looks like he's short. And they do mark him at the half-yard line, so McElvain got nothing with a wall of maroon right there at the line of scrimmage.
Look at that leverage, 31, Bryson Strong coming in, not even giving that a chance.
Southern Illinois as a third and final half.
Pad level matters. And now, as you mentioned,
thank you.
Salukis forced to use their final timeout of the half.
That's a That's another critical point with using that timeout for too many men on the field is, say UNI doesn't get it, they're winding down the clock to kick a field goal before the half. Then you have basically no time to go down and score.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how the game goes, they're going to look back at this possession. You want to finish the half really well, and you want to start the half really well. And that's one thing that these Panthers have done. They've actually been really great at the beginning in the first quarter. They've been outscoring opponents, and in the fourth quarter. So they're trying to find a way right now to overcome what's been happening to them down in the red zone and finally get a touchdown. Salukis have no doubt made some mistakes on this possession. Defense with 2 pass interference calls, and then 12 men on the field forced to use a timeout. Third down, though.
4-way tie for second place. Big playoff implications in this game. UNI trying to punch it in as Hoosman goes over the top, and he's short again. Oh, man, that makes you nervous as a Panthers fan, seeing him reach that ball across. And SIU comes in with Bryce Notree and stuffs him.
Look at that defensive front again, just initial contact. You see Jordan Berner there. You see all sorts of guys doing everything they can. You call that bite, scratching and clawing to keep them out of the end zone. You see the Saluki defense giving it everything they got right now. They're trying to give their sideline a little life. Big fourth down. The Panthers going to go for it here, something that they typically don't do.
Haven't gone for a fourth down today on a couple of short chances. Haven't gone for one yet this year.
Huge momentum swinging play right here.
Well, McIlvain comes under center again, trying to make it a 2-score game, and Tyler Hoosman is persistent inside the 5-yard line and punches it in.
Panthers finally get in. It took them several plays inside the red zone, but you see right there, Hoosman with an excellent cut back against that flow of the Saluki defense, gets in the end zone, and not 3rd time's a charm, 4th time's a charm.
And not only that, but now SIU has barely any time left with no timeouts to try to go down and make this a 1-score game again before the half. So it's 13-0 on the Matthew Cook PAT. SIU stuffed 2 chances at the goal line. Got it to 4th down, but then Tyler Hoosman gets it across. And this is a 2-score game with SIU coming back out on offense before the half with no points yet.
Yeah, I mean, with no timeouts, 30 seconds, we'll see how they approach the drive. And you've got a quarterback, Nick Baker, that's a little bit hobbled and been injured here this first half. Or you never know, kickoff return, you see what happens. But the Panthers right there found a way to get in the end zone and make to this point, make the second quarter theirs.
Well, the big play to set up that drive initially was the Bronte Wells strip sack. Caden Hoteling recovered it. So good field position to begin. And then Northern Iowa had 2 penalties on pass plays against SIU that kept the drive alive inside the red zone.
And it just goes to show you, too, how much your defense can pick your team up. The possession before, Northern Iowa missed the field goal. And then the defense comes back out and forces the fumble and gives the offense a chance. Score a touchdown.
Well, the Matthew Cook kick was short, and Justin Strong made the juggling catch to bring it out close to the 40. So you do have good field position here. You do have a kicker in Nico Galdoni. You trust his leg from 40 to 45 yards. So see what Nick Baker and the Saluki offense can come up with 28 seconds left, trying to score for the first time.
Yeah, we'll see. Decent field position here. They've got some firepower on offense out at wide receiver. And it looks like Stone Labanowitz has come out at quarterback. So Nick Baker out of the game.
Baker looked like he injured his foot. So Labanowitz with his second action of the season, and his first completion goes to Romir Elliott, trying to get out of bounds, and he does.
This is just a little play here by Elliott, but doesn't get tackled in bounds. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Knows that the clock's working against him. Finds a way to break through that little tackle right there and get out of bounds. That's a huge play to extend this drive and give the Salukis a chance to try to get points here.
He gave him a first down, stopped the clock. SIU with no timeouts. This is the third different quarterback they've used this season. Ray Lyles and Nick Baker, the other two. And Labanowitz taking off. He eyes the sideline, and he's chased out by Riley Van Fly with 15 seconds to go.
Just come in the game here, in a clear passing situation, Stone. No big deal.
Right.
You've got one of the best defensive lines in the country. They've run all sorts of stunts in games, and that's what's really created the two previous plays. That crease has come because they're running inside-outside games. Defensive tackles are wrapping around, ends are crashing down inside, and right there he came in underneath Brinkman wrapping around.
Need 18 yards to get to the 28. That would be the mark for the career long for Nico Galdoni, and Stone Labanowitz goes down. Sacked by Caden Hotelling, who had the recovery on the strip sack on the previous drive. And that will send this game to halftime.
Yeah, the pocket was just absolutely...
All right, so it's halftime. I'm going to switch it to another game until halftime is over. I'm going to switch it to another game till halftime is over.
So SIU gives up the first touchdown of the day just before halftime. And they trail 13-0, trying to beat top 5 teams twice in one season for the first time in program history. They'll have to do it from behind. Let's go down to Adam before the half.
13-0 here in
the end zone. Tried to do that pitching wedge kick that the punters have gone to. Kicking the point of the football. Timeout on the field. 4 minutes, 36 seconds to play first half. Sam Houston, after spotting Nichols, an early 7-0 lead, has rolled back with 24 unanswered points.
We believe that the first step towards positive change is to stand as one.
Driven by diversity.
We strive to discover truth, mutual understanding, and the common good. We achieve more together than we do apart.
Every voice has a power.
We're a voice of change, bettering ourselves and our community.
Kindness is effortless.
Standing together through adversity, serving our communities, peers, and teammates. Together, we can learn, teach, empower, and promote change. Tragedy cannot bring us down.
We are one.
Hey Bearcats, take your membership on the go by downloading the Sam Houston State University Alumni Cat app today. Not a member yet? Join the Sam Houston Alumni Association.
Dang, Sam Houston State, why y'all audio sounds so terrible? I see why ESPN only put these on Plus.
Find an alumni event near you. Click on our travel tile to sign up and explore the globe with our traveling Bearcats, or stay connected to alumni in your area as you take your membership everywhere. Come hang out with the Alumni Association as we tailgate some of the biggest games of the year by showing your alumni member card that is now in the palm of your hand. Download the SHSU Alumni Cat app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store, or visit shsu.edu/cat app. Eat 'em up, Cats.
Minutes, 36 seconds to play first half. Sam Houston with the 17-point lead and the football at their own 20-yard line as play returns here in Huntsville. Pistol formation this time for the Bearcats. And it's going to be a run. Jefferson looking for some place to go. Going to cut it back, and he's got some daylight to the 25. Has the first down across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line before it'll be wrestled down by Hayden Shaheen. But a 12-yard gain when there was nothing there, John.
Yeah, Ramon Jefferson making it happen on his own. And again, Nichols fast to the play side, but Jefferson taking advantage of them doing that and not maintaining that discipline on the backside. Turned into essentially just a cutback zone run that came in big yards for Jefferson and a bad snap.
Colby Thomas back in at the center position. He got whacked before he snapped the football.
Offside, good contact, defense, number 92.
Bobby Alpelli, number 92, the nose tackle, Miles Bean, senior from New Orleans, transferred from New Mexico State. Ball will walk out to the 37-yard line. It'll be first down and 5. And how things have changed in this game. We talked about Eric Schmid with a slow start, 1 of 5 for 12 yards and interception. Since then, 8 of 9 for 166 and 2 touchdowns.
And you remember that, I think it was the second drive.
Even though it didn't make the first down, the pass right there to Cody Crest got him 12 yards. That was his first completion.
Yeah, he would roll to his right, and I said at the time, look, he got off the schneid. That was the first one. He got on the run. It was a nice throw. Comes over the sideline, and from that point forward, he's been phenomenal.
He has.
He has been locked in, and he's been helped out by Ryan Carty, his offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, who has been brilliant with the scheming. He's got some help from Ramon Jefferson, but Schmid has been fantastic from that completion forward.
Start D. Bowens in motion. High snap. Schmidt's going to keep it. Swing it out to Bowens in the flat. And Bowens will get a couple on the play. He'll get to the 45-yard line before he'll be brought down. Jordan Jackson makes the stop there after a 2-yard gain.
Sam Houston's offense, they'll go at a pretty fast pace. They're in a perfect position right now. Tom, 24-7. We're coming up on 3 minutes left in the first half. They have 2 timeouts left. You just whittle this clock down, score at the end of the half, you get the ball to start the second half. And this thing can go from being not really interesting to blowout city if they're able to score here and to start the second half.
It's the old Belichick rule. In motion goes Ezzard. Fake it to him. Schmid throwing down the middle and incomplete at the 20-yard line. Good coverage. Jackson all over Ife Adi. I think that's a good no call.
I don't disagree with you often, Boss. You know that.
I knew what you were going to say. That's why I said that.
One of those safeties was grabbing a number 2's jersey, and he knew it. That's why I looked at the official. He's like, look, Mr. Official, I'm fast. These guys aren't that fast. I was going by that guy, and all of a sudden he's even with me. The only way that happened was for somebody to grab his jersey.
Well, he did it nicely to where nobody could see.
I'm a defensive back. I usually got those guys back.
Third down and 8 down the far sideline. Caught by Ezzard. And he'll go in the end zone for a touchdown. Jaquez Ezzard with his second touchdown catch of the day.
Are you kidding me?
55 yards, but wait, there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Offside
against the defense. Play is going to stand. Touchdown Bearcats, 30-7. Oh, man.
What a catch. And the body control to not only make that catch, but to come back down to the ground and hit it running, and nobody's catching you. I mean, that's, my goodness. We saw the catch he makes in the back of the end zone, right? Okay, good catch. It's a 5.5, it's a 6. Go up, snatch it, get a toe in bounds. The difficulty of that is about an 8.5 and a 9. He made it look like the difficulty were a 2 or a 3.
Morgan's point after trying to pull it down. Ryan Humphreys has got it. Will throw to the end zone, trying for the 2 points, and it's intercepted there. Jordan Jackson made the interception, so the point after try will be no good. Man, we got to see this touchdown again.
This is just, I mean, to make the catch with a little bit of traffic, this is unbelievable right here. And they know they've got a free play. That's right. Great thing. He knows he's got a free play. But to make the catch at the high point and come back down and not miss a beat, Chris has made a significant impact in not even 2 full games here for Sam Houston's offense.
I tell you what, this young man is special. 2 minutes, 34 seconds to play first half. 30-7 Bearcats. Back after this.
This is how you become the best.
Try to be best, cause you're only a man and a man.
Okay, so the game audio is terrible, but the commercials, they bright and clear. I see why these games are on ESPN Plus and not live TV now.
Moving violence like sourdough. So if you
certainly has. Jefferson, Kazezer, Cody Crest. They aren't good. Tevin Bush drift over, bobble at the 4-yard line. Headed back toward the center of the field and right into the arms of Daryl Hawkins-Williams. And it's going to be poor field position for the Colonels, and everything that can go wrong has gone wrong since that interception that led to the opening touchdown of the game.
If you were to watch the first few minutes of this game, fast forward to this point, and you see 30-7,
and you're going, what?
I think it would be a complete breakdown, and it really hasn't been. No, offensively, Nichols has struggled. But we know this is a very athletic, extremely explosive Sam Houston defense.
Indeed.
It is locked in right now, locked in to what it's doing.
2.5 to go here until halftime. The Colonels definitely need something to take into the locker room with them. Franklin goes in motion. Inside handoff, Carrington. Bulldog down right at the line of scrimmage. And making the stop there, Joseph Wallace. And he has grabbed him around the shoulders like he was calf roping. No gain on the play.
Sam Houston with 2 timeouts. I know Casey Keeler's got to feel like, look, enough is never enough.
No. This team is too dangerous. Scott's going to throw. Near sideline looking for Dixon and complete at the 45-yard line. A little pushing and shoving with Zion McCollum, but no flags coming out.
I love that matchup. I can watch those two go at it all day.
I'm with you.
They are fun to watch. I think those two, 22 and 5, I think both those two will be playing in NFL Stadium near you in the near future. I think they're definitely NFL talents right there, those two fellas. But as I mentioned, 2 timeouts still.
Yeah. Now, if they don't make the first down, you're using it if the clock is still going.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
So Scott with Carrington in the backfield, looking to throw. Now the pressure comes and drops it over the middle and almost intercepted, or is it intercepted? It's Cam Alexander. They say intercepted.
This play. Nichols ran this play earlier in the game and it hit. But they missed the receiver going across the formation. This time they run the same formation. Look at this catch. Are you kidding me? I think he's got
as the receiver. It will be reviewed. The question is when he went to make it, did he have the possession because the point of the football did touch the turf? Now, if he's got possession, right, and it hits the turf, that's a catch.
That's a catch.
But if he hasn't quite secured it in his hands, see if we can get a better look here coming from this angle. Down he goes. Ooh, that's close.
I think that's going to get overturned.
That is close.
Listen, catch, no catch. That's one heck of a play by a defensive back right there. That is a tremendous play. That's now the fourth play we've seen Cal Alexander make for the Sam Houston squad. I mean, whether it's a catch or not, it doesn't even matter. He is in perfect position on a crosser that he should have gotten picked off on, and he's right there to be able to even make a play on that ball. That ball should have been completed and up the field, but he's in such great shape, he actually can make a play on the ball and give Sam the ball. I do think that second look we got, the one from our end zone, I think that's going to...
Yeah, the behind angle looked like it might have been an interception, but the front angle changed that a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is the replay right here.
Let's slow it down for you as we look in. Hands, I don't think he's got it secured. I think he uses the ground to secure the ball. Let's hear the announcement. The further review of Chris Watts. All the foot on the reverse. That's a complete. Yeah, complete pass. Fourth down. 11-yard line.
Now, you're going to get the ball to the punt. You're not going to have the ball at the 12-yard line. But you're going to get, I would think, fairly good field position. Well, unless our guy, Mr. Walker,
gets another jet,
he's
supersonic.
He's got him up in a jet stream today.
Oh, man.
But you should, as Sam Houston, the offense should, be able to get this ball in pretty good field position with an opportunity to go put even more points on the board right before the half. I mean, this couldn't have been laid out any better for Casey Keeler and the Bearcats than it has to this point. And now, as any coach would say, look, you have 37, put the nail in right now. Right now. This is that key spot. This is as important a drive. This is what you're saying to your offense. This is important a drive that you'll have all game. Put them away here.
5 punts for 52.4 yards so far in the game for Walker. What does he do here? Yeah, he's going to get it to Carey. And it will hit back at the 35-yard line, and Keyshawn Murray is going to have to let it go, and it's going to roll down to the 16-yard line. And so he's only going to get 72 yards on this one.
Well, the difference in from
what hit at the 35, it's almost a 20-yard difference on the roll.
Yeah, but the difference from the plus 12 to the minus 17, big difference. However, if there is an offense
that can do it
in FCS that can chew up that ground quicker than any other offense in Sam Houston, I haven't seen it. And I've seen every team in FCS play this spring. There's no offense that could pick up that amount of ground in this amount of time like they can.
Just try number 12. On first down, going to be a running play for Jefferson. Spins away from one tackle, but spun into the arms of 3 defensive players who will drive him back. Charge led by Kevin Moore. They'll spot him at the 21-yard line and give him a 4-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 6. Clock continues to roll with 1:20 left until halftime.
You mentioned Kevin Moore. We haven't said his name since that interception in that first quarter, which set Nichols up for their touchdown. We haven't seen his impact in this game since. But he makes a nice tackle there to get this drive started.
Bring the tight end, Meyer, back in toward the line of scrimmage on second down. Another run for Jefferson. And this time he's got no place to go. Eaten up right at the line of scrimmage by Glenn Thurman. And now who's calling timeout? It's going to be Tim Marino who's going to call timeout. You know what? Third down and 5. I still got 44 seconds. They forgot to stop the clock. 30 seconds. Now he stopped with 42. They got to put more time up on the clock there. But Marino saying, I made one more stop here. I give my guy 30 one more time.
Yeah, there's no question. And then when he walks into the half, he can walk over to his partner and pat him on the back and say thank you. Because that would be if
he's the player of the game for them so far.
If Nichols is able to get a score somehow, I put the clock back at 53 seconds. But if Nichols is able to get a score, the only way it'll happen is to get a stop here, get the ball back, go down and get any kind of points that Nichols gets. It's a result of that punt that Walker just had to put Sam Houston all the way back. By putting him back at the 16-yard line, it probably changed. Ryan Carty's looking at his play card probably at the 40-yard line going, okay, when we go back out, we're doing this. He sees the ball bounce. He goes, dadgummit.
Yeah.
All right, let's run inside zone. And that was not what he really wanted to do.
No.
He wanted to be at the 40-yard line.
He wanted to be aggressive.
Yeah. But he didn't have that opportunity, and that changed probably the entire approach. Now, they've got to stop Sam on this third down and then get that timeout. So they got to get to that point.
They reset the clock at 53 seconds. Rolling out is Schmid, looking, now stops and just throws. Incomplete, looking for Crest. And he really had no place to go. They covered that one well, and there's still 48 seconds to go. Didn't have to use an extra timeout, so 2 timeouts remaining for the Nichols Colonels, and they're going to get one more crack at it here. And kick into the wind. And Matt McRobert is not kicking. This is going to be Cameron Hearn, backup punter. I don't know if something happened to McRobert on that slice. You remember he had that semi-shank out of bounds? He's over here on the sideline holding his helmet. Yeah. But this is Cameron Hearn. Low snap, semi-rugby kick. Spinning down, hits at the 45 in Nichols territory. Takes a Sam Houston bounce inside the 35. It'll go down between the 34 and the 33-yard lines. Well, shoot up time. Put the clock down to 36 seconds. In that roll, very, very helpful. Very helpful for Sam Houston. But, yeah, no McRobert there. Hearn getting the opportunity. And I wonder if they just the rugby-style kick better into the wind than maybe McRobert was doing. Yeah, maybe so. And maybe that's why they went with Hearn, to be able to do that with that rugby punt. So here we go. Nichols, I think, at a 30-7 score, they kind of grasp the obvious here. They've got to do something. But to be able to answer after a 3-0 for the first time in a long time, well, that would be big for them going into the half. Scott has some time. Now flushed out of the pocket, directing traffic, throwing on the run, complete to Franklin at midfield. He'll step out of bounds in Sam Houston territory at the 48-yard line. Lindsey Scott making that happen, getting out of the pocket. Didn't have a ton of pressure, but just enough to get him out of the pocket. And then KJ Franklin staying alive and man covered against Isaiah Downs. Got himself past midfield. 19 yards on that completion. Scott has time, throwing near sideline, leaping catch, going out of bounds at about the 27-yard line is Devontae Jason. Another one of those big receivers. He is 6'3" and 220. Same concept they ran earlier for the touchdown smash concept. Hits on the outside, sail route or short corner on the inside. Excellent job, Lindsey Scott, putting in the perfect spot for Jason to make a play. They got 23 yards that time. Scott's in trouble. They're going to get him down for a sack back at the 32-yard line. Markel Perry teaming up to make the stop along with Jahari K. And that'll force Tim Lebo to use another timeout with 19 seconds to go. They've still got that timeout to work with. And, of course, we are doing a college football game, so clock will stop after our first down. Lindsey could not take a sack there, but, excuse me, they don't have any timeouts. But clock will still stop if you get it.
You see here on the replay, Justin Strong, he's a guy that you're trying to get him going, but you see after contact, he's able to still pick up some yards, driving those legs. Brother Bryson Strong plays on defense. Justin was a safety. They moved him to running back. Really came into the game as a third receiver. Haven't seen him really here today in the offense outside. They tried to go to him on one-trick play, but haven't seen him gotten involved yet in the passing game.
And this play is blown dead. It is Stone Labanowitz at quarterback.
Previous play is under review.
And Saluki fans are saying, okay, you're going to review this fumble call, but not the two in the first half that SIU thought they recovered?
Yeah, we'll see. I didn't see it on the initial replay there. You can see Coach Hill's look on his face there. Doesn't want that to kill the momentum here on this first possession of the second half.
It's going to be a bit nebulous. Told you, limited replay angles for this crew.
Now the crew down the truck, and the camera men here and women here at Saluki Stadium do an incredible job. You see the replay here. He's driving for extra yards.
I don't see anything there.
Well, apparently the ball did come out because you saw somebody come in late, but.
By the way, our camera crew is great. I was not ripping our camera crew. I was just saying that there are limited angles for the official replay crew to work with up here. That's just part of the deal in a pandemic. But anyway, let's go down to Adam King on the sidelines. What'd you see, Adam?
you know that all of the camera crew down here appreciates your criticism. They all took it very, very painfully. No, I want to talk a little bit about Stone Labanowitz. Got a chance to talk to this guy a lot last year when he actually won the starting job, but he went out due to injury and then lost the starting job because, as Nick Hill puts it, if you win, you get to keep your job. He actually went through a lot more than many players you'll ever see on a field, having back surgery just to get back to playing football. We'll have more on that later in the game. We'll go back to you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that, Adam. And Stone Labanowitz in there for Nick Baker to start the second half, and it begins with an 8-yard completion to Avante Cox.
I think Stone and Baker, both of those guys, they bring a presence. They bring a grittiness, a toughness, that gamer mentality. And Stone's got an opportunity here. We'll see what he does. Elliott into the backfield.
Labanowitz was the starter to begin the 2019 season and hands off to Elliott. Christian Boyd is all over that. No gain. It'll bring up third down. Boyd is a player that had a breakout in week 2 against Youngstown State, had 2 sacks. After most of his reps in camp came at defensive end, he's now shifted inside to play tackle.
Salukis shifting around some personnel here.
Got Javon Williams in there replacing Stone Labanowitz on third down and short. Opening drive of the second half, and SIU goes reversed with Avante Cox. Trying to get the edge, and the stiff arm works. And he's past the 40 for a first down. That's a speed guy showing off the physicality. Avante Cox for a first down.
Yeah, you see, I mean, he can just bring it. He's got it. He's got that little extra physicality. Watch here. I mean, first of all, gives himself a little extra time, breaks off that tackle, and then he doesn't go down easy. Took 3 or 4 white jerseys to take him down there. Big first down for the Salukis.
Benny Sapp missiled in there and couldn't take him down. This is a jump ball for Cox, or for Lenore rather, and he's shoved out. Never got a chance to establish himself as Corby Sander. Forklifted him out of bounds. Incomplete second attempt.
Yeah, Corby Sander, just a guy that missed all of 2019. Was a 4-sport athlete in high school, was a running back in high school. He's a guy that I think as this spring season has moved along, has just had such a presence in that boundary safety position. He's physical and he brings it.
He missed all of 2019 with an injury and learning his timing and his technique again, but he's in at another tackle as Javon Williams carries it ahead for 5.
A lot of times when you see players like Corby Sander play different sports, they play, we'll see the carry here by Williams, brings a little physicality to the end there, that's not uncommon to see multiple defenders try to bring him down, but with Sander, I think he just brings an intelligence, an IQ. He's always around the ball. Last week he had little plays that don't show up on the highlights, but tipped a pass, just little things in a possession that really make a difference. Big third down here.
Sander was one of the first guys that SIU head coach Nick Hill brought up this week. Pressure coming on Labanowitz. He gets it out as he's falling to the ground, and Javon Williams has a first down for SIU. So the third quarterback that SIU has used this year, Stone Labanowitz, with a little improv sidearm for a first down.
And this is your 2 playmakers, right? Avante Cox on the third down, and then Javon Williams on this third down, bringing the physicality, picking up the first down. And I can tell you can see the life on the sideline. It's engaging those guys in maroon. They know they need points. They need a drive right now. They need to bring some energy to this stadium. And their 2 playmakers have delivered so far on this possession.
And every yard matters against a defense that gives up 11 points a game. And their last 2.5 games, they have not given up a touchdown. Javon Williams into the Wildcat, and he shakes free of 3, looking to throw here. And Williams got Lenore. A flag comes in, and Lenore's got a first down for now.
We're going to have Lyman downfield here. Lyman downfield, but you just see the incredible ability. I mean, the feel of the game. He just does things that. And this would be a Lyman downfield.
Ineligible downfield. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Yeah, Calvin Francis, the center, downfield. And you could understand why he might have been confused on where he was going because Williams kept that play alive for so long.
Yeah, he thought it was a broken play and was going to turn into a rush and ended up moving downfield. But you watch that play and you just go, wow. He breaks a tackle, he spins around, he makes a guy miss, and then he throws it downfield. But Salukie's backed up, first down.
So you get Labanowitz back in there. It'll be first down and 15 for SIU. And they keep it on the ground with Justin Strong on the quick toss, and he finds a seam and got torpedoed at the 30, but kept his feet moving and got a yard short of the first down. Wow, Justin Strong. They talk about pound for pound, he's the best athlete on the team. He picked up 14.
Folks, watch this train wreck right here. Boom. I mean, that is physical hit right there. And Justin Strong stays standing strong on that one.
So many puns available with the Strong brothers on that SIU side. So 14-yard run by the younger of the two Strongs, Justin. And Javon Williams back in there in the Wildcat quarterback for SIU. And he's ahead for 2 yards before he got swarmed by the linebacker Riley Van Way.
Corby Sander was also in on that. You see him, he's a safety, but he's all the way down in the box here, involved in finishing that one off.
Good enough for a first down for SIU, and you mentioned that this is a big momentum drive after no points in the first half, and this has gone 5 minutes with 3 first downs now.
Well, you can tell. I mean, look at both sidelines. They know. I mean, both sidelines are attentive. They're watching this possession like this is an important part of this game coming out in the second half.
Salukie's trying to make it a one-score game. And back to Javon Williams, and he's not going down easily. Just shy of the 20 before Van Wy got to him. And it'll be a gain of 6 to set up second and medium.
You've seen this Saluki offense has had a really good blend of backs, a good blend of inside and outside running game. But the number one thing that stands out to me so far on this drive is just the physicality. I mean, it's taken multiple white jerseys on multiple of these carries to bring down the maroon jersey.
That's something you talked about the 2019 season, the back half. SIU started to be a physical team, and that's why they're one of the budding, surprising teams last year. Now one of the top 10 teams in the country after their win against North Dakota State a couple weeks ago. Javon Williams, not much there. He'll set up third down and 2. And SIU now in the red zone.
Well, back to 2019, this Saluki offense, they ran for over 200 yards in 6 games in a row.
Per game, yeah.
6 straight games per game. Here today, this Panther defense, which is the strength of this Panther team, has held them to just at 80 yards so far. So they are not on pace to hit that record, but a big third down here.
And again, it is the #1 defense in the conference, widely considered the best FCS conference in America. So third down and short for SIU with Stone Labanowitz at quarterback. Williams looking to throw, and nobody home. Landon Lenore was triple teamed, and he just threw it away. And now a decision. SIU has moved the ball. They've got it into the red zone, and it's 4th down and 3 from the 20.
This tells you that the Panther defense, they have a good feel of the game. There's a football IQ with those guys on the field, because Saluki offense has tried to test them with some different looks, with some fakes, with some passes in situations that they maybe wouldn't know, but they have stayed home and stayed true to the coverage.
This is Nico Galdoni from 37, and he got it. The native of nearby Johnston City has been money.
He's come up with points. First points of the game.
You and I getting it back. It's a 10-point game after SIU takes their first drive down inside the red zone of the second half.
Look at that weird filet-o-fish sandwich. Ha, 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 why they make it square? If you want bacon,
y'all hit that like button, hit that like button.
Easy.
He's the only one who sees the big picture. He sees the future.
This plan, if this fails, I'm gonna be gunning for you.
I've never been afraid to swing.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle. Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Shareholders are very happy.
Salukis down to get their first points of the day. He replaced Nick Baker late in the first half, and that is not a good sign for SIU. He's out there in street clothes, crutches, boot on the left foot.
Yeah, clearly out for the game. Been a guy in this stretch that he's came in, and Saluki offense, all sorts of rotations at quarterback, injuries, still, knocked off North Dakota State 2 weeks ago, Youngstown State last week, and here today, another chance against a top 10 opponent, but it's not going to be easy in the Missouri Valley.
Isaiah Nimmers will get a chance on the kickoff by Galdoni, and he finds his way up to the 23-yard line. So it'll be Will McIlvain and Northern Iowa back onto the field for the first time in the second half. You think about some of the decisions, Connor, that might be coming for the FCS committee. Whoever wins this game will be a one-loss team. They'll be in second place in the Valley. That's a good position to get to the playoffs with still more top-rated opponents to come. But you think the loser of this game, if you have two losses, the committee's got to look at the persistence of UNI losing a couple offensive linemen, the persistence of SIU now playing with their third quarterback and without 5 DBs in their win against number one.
Yeah, you would hope those things factor in as they watch. These two teams slug it out here today. But a long way to go. A long way to go. I think both of them know there's still a big behemoth staring down both of these teams. Southern Illinois next week has to play South Dakota State.
Yep.
And down the line for UNI to cap off their season, they get the disgruntled Bison, who ripped off a shutout last week at Missouri State after being beat here by the Salukis 2 weeks ago.
And you figure whoever comes out of this game with a loss probably has to win out to feel good about getting into the playoffs as Northern Iowa continues to move the football. Quan Hampton with the first down run on the sweep.
We'll see off the left side here. Just a quick pitch, but Mikel Calhoun there with the missed tackle. Chucky Sullivan finally able to pursue the football and get him down.
That was the thing for Northern Iowa in the first half. When they were backed up, they moved the ball, got into the red zone 4 different times. Came away with 2 field goals, a touchdown, and 1 missed field goal. And McIlvain was pressured. And Chucky Sullivan got in there, and then the pass dropped by the tight end, Kyle Fortenberry.
Yeah, we'll see here the Salukis bring pressure. They sneak a backer in there. You see Bryson Strong on the inside, Chucky Sullivan. The defensive end off the edge, able to keep contained there on the speedy McIlvain.
Almost had a chance there if Fortenberry comes up with that. Clayton Bush, his former teammate at Western Kentucky, plays safety for SIU. Chance for those two to potentially meet head-to-head in the open field. But incompletion makes it 2nd and 10. Dom Williams goes through the car wash, and he's got 3.
The Cam Newton, I think, hey, man, I didn't think that he was going to get re-signed, but nonetheless, hey, good for him. Doc Prescott, he a good quarterback. The injury and everything, I knew he'd get signed somewhere or re-signed, but the amount of money that he got, plus with Jerry Jones telling him straight to his face that he overpaid for him, it's kind of crazy. But
7. Salukis yet to force a
I
turnover
don't know
here
about the
today.
Super Bowl thing. I'm definitely not rooting for the Cowboys.
McElvain over the middle and nearly intercepted by Caesar. Even if that's complete, nowhere near the first down, and if it's caught by Caesar, it's probably a touchdown.
I think McElvain was trying to go to McShane right here, and this is tough to see it from that angle, but this right into the breadbasket of James Caesar. He's going to want that one back, most certainly.
And you were just talking about turnovers. Almost the biggest one of the game right there.
Panthers have forced 2, and they've been able to turn it into 10 of their 13 points have come after turnovers. And that's just the way this program works. That's the way the Panthers, I mean, they live and die. They force turnovers. They play tough defense, and they play great special teams.
So just the second punt of the day for Nate Murphy in Northern Iowa. And SIU's getting it back. They're up against it. Nick Baker, their starting quarterback, out of the game. Let's see what Stone Labanowitz has on this next drive with his Salukis down by 10 in the top 10 matchup. We're having fun now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do we know exactly how many fans are here?
2,500 is the max. It's sold out.
500 students, I believe, is the exact.
I'm not sure what Urban Meyer's going to be able to accomplish in his first year at the Jaguars. I'm not sure what he's going to accomplish in his first year at the Jaguars, but it's going to be interesting to watch. Trevor Lawrence is a tremendous quarterback, but who knows? This is the NFL, college and NFL. It's on a different level. I mean, I'm rooting for Lawrence to do good, but it's just a wait and see kind of thing. But I mean, if he's anything like he is in college, then I think the Jaguars will be in pretty good shape. And Urban Meyers, if he could coach the Jaguars and have success like he did in college, Jaguars might be a potential playoff contender. But I don't think it'll be his first year, though. And that's a good question too, Ash. But it's hard to compare talent right now. I mean, you got to think about all the players that didn't even play this season. I mean, even for Miami, Greg Rousseau didn't play. We know he's getting drafted in the first round. There's a lot of other players. I mean, Virginia Tech cornerback, number 1 cornerback in the country, didn't play last year. We know he's getting drafted in the first round. So it's hard to judge talent on this, on these teams right here, because they're not even D1. I mean, I know a lot of them get drafted yearly, but it's I think everything this year to me is just a wait and see.
Even though it's not completely full, it sure feels like.
Some tough questions right there, man.
The max amount of tickets that were available with social distancing in mind were sold. Same thing again today. SIU will be backed up here, Connor. They got a hold on SIU that first down play. So backed up 1st and 20.
Yeah, just really costly holds here today for the Salukis. That's going to be their 5th penalty of the game. And the 2 penalties before the half really led to the touchdown for UNI.
Stone Labanowitz at quarterback replaced the injured Nick Baker, out with a foot injury. And straight ahead for Justin Strong. More tough yards for Justin Strong, right up the belly of a tough defense.
It's really a feel for the game. And in this game, number 5, as your running back committee goes, he's been bringing it every single down.
I've been hearing that Atlanta wants to get Justin Fields.
Has finished off
I've been hearing that if they had to trade up to get him, they would. But I think they do need a quarterback. Matt Ryan's pretty much almost at the end of his Falcon career, or whatever you want to call it.
To say that somebody's up, they said paint off that, but it literally happened.
Stuff flew everywhere.
This is the other back, Romeo Elliott, and not much there as he got swarmed under. Caden Hoteling was at the bottom of that pile with Jarrett Brinkman.
Saluki receivers really since the first possession haven't been able to break free. They haven't been able to double move any of that. And Stone Lebanowitz into the game here really came in that last drive of the second quarter. Nick Baker out of the game. The starting quarterback for the Salukis injured. A big third down here. Pressure will be coming from this Panther front.
So with the backup quarterback, let's see how aggressive SIU will be. And a great throw from Lebanowitz to the far side of the field for a first down to Landon Lenore.
That's an excellent throw there to pick up first down. See here on the replay. Lenore stops up, feathers to the sideline.
Now, if you ask my co-host, he's a Georgia fan, and he's an Atlanta Hawk fan, and he's an Atlanta Falcons fan, and he's a big Matt Ryan fan. So if you ask him, he's going to tell you Matt Ryan's the greatest and all the other stuff.
This one to Romeo Elliott for a first down.
See Stone right here. Stone Lebanowitz on his progressions quickly. Oh, we got a little mouthing going on between.
Jaron Williams is at USF. He committed to USF this season. So we'll see if he gets any play time, and we'll see if he starts, at USF. But he's at USF. He's in Tampa.
Has some breakaway speed. Saw that in the North Dakota State game down in the red zone. Here he is back again behind quarterback Stone Lebanowitz.
Lebanowitz playing with some moxie, replacing Nick Baker. And the handoff back to Elliott. He's shy of the 40-yard line. That's the thing that we've seen in the second half. Light for the Saluki offense. We saw them with a couple opportunities, got stuffed on a 4th and 1. Just couldn't get it into the end zone.
I mean, look, last week Illinois State didn't make it to the red zone the entire game.
Yep.
this Panther defense is stout, and so Saluki offense moved it last possession. They're moving it again now, but you got to find ways to get in the end zone.
Ron Williams off the fake, and he's looking to go up top. He's got Cox down there and into the end zone. The first score against the Panthers defense in 3 weeks. Into the end zone.
And they find the points they need.
Wow, they haven't got scored on in 3 weeks. Touchdown-wise, that's crazy. That's what you call some defense.
Puts it right on the money. Devontae Cox out of Rochester. There's the touchdown they needed. Right back in the game.
Galdoni will try to make it 3 after Williams, the former high school quarterback, hooked up with Cox. And this is a 3-point game. Well, Nick Hill is
all right, so we might be in for a treat today. Looks like this game might be something. Look like Northern Iowa was going to run away with it early, but
I'm not made with butter. That's what they should say right on the top of it. I'm not made with butter.
They should. They need to warn people.
Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Like I say, if you haven't subscribed, I do these games every week. Normally during the week, you guys pick which game we watch. So as long as it's on ESPN 3, or ESPN 3 or ESPN Plus, I will stream it. So you guys could come in and watch it with us, whatever, chop it up. But make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe.
Likes the tech. Mom! And
this or shop with our online purchase option.
Gillette Pro Glide. So you're ready for the day with a fresh face for a fresh start. For a limited time.
World. Connected, but alone. Trapped by illusion. But there is another path.
Stone Labanowitz just led SIU down for the first touchdown of the day. Out of the Wildcat, it was Javon Williams with the strike to Avante Cox. All 10 points since halftime to SIU, back down 3.
Yep, Saluki defense forces a punt the last time out.
Yeah, not only did Atlanta lose that year, the Georgia Bulldogs lost too. They're like one of the first cities to lose the national championship and the Super Bowl in the same year. And not only that, they both lost in the same fashion. They was up, they was winning, and then they let the other team come back and beat them.
Let's go down to Adam on the sidelines.
You know, we talked to Nick Hill earlier in the week about Javon Williams. He was so explosive last year. This year, some touchdowns, but struggling a little bit. Nick said the success that this team is having with him still waiting for that breakout moment. What we've seen in the second half, that the breakout moment is slowly coming here. He's gotten loose on some runs, and then obviously that huge Wildcat play to put the Salukis right back in this game. They've already beaten the #1 team in the country with Javon Williams playing okay. So if he gets going to the extent that we know he can, you wonder how good the Saluki team could be.
Adam Connor said it earlier when he was at Centralia High School about an hour up the road here from Carbondale. 52 touchdowns as a high school quarterback. And he showed off the quarterback skills for his 3rd career touchdown in college through the air. Well, Will McIlvain's got a strong arm, and a big play to start this drive to Deion McShane up top, and he's inside the 20-yard line.
Deion McShane, we mentioned, had the injury back in 2019. 4-sport athlete out of high school. Illinois State hurdle champ in the 100 and the 300. You can see his speed on display here. Panthers go play action pass, first in possession, up top to the playmaker.
The original plan for McShane was that he was going to run track at Northern Iowa, but too good at football.
Right, and brother, like we said, plays baseball and football at Western Illinois.
So 5th trip to the red zone today for McIlvain and the Panthers offense. And Tyler Hoosman has nowhere to go. It's Keenan Agnew leading the charge for SIU. But the ball's moving between the 20s for you and I, Connor. But once they've gotten down here, SIU has really stood tall.
And that's really been run defense. The Saluki run defense has stood strong in the red zone and forced those 3rd and long situations outside the touchdown possession before the half, where they had back-to-back pass interference holding calls that give them the opportunity on 3rd downs to score.
McIlvain back to the air and back to McShane, but this time James Caesar has the coverage, and the incompletion makes it 3rd down and 11 coming up for UNI with a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
And we mentioned coming in as well, Panther rushing attack, just no explosive runs. They haven't been able today, though. They have a long of 18, and you need those explosive runs to extend those drives, but it just creates those situations where you know what they have to do. They have to pass here. We'll see if the Saluki defense brings pressure, showing 5 around the line of scrimmage at the snap here. Only bring 4.
And McIlvain got off a bullet, but it's broken up, intended for Landon Wolf. And it was James Caesar with back-to-back plays at cornerback on incompletions.
Yeah, you can say all you want, 100% in the red zone, but this game is entirely different if the Saluki defense doesn't show up in the red zone. This is the fourth field goal they forced in the red zone. It changes the entire dynamic of the game. If they're able to put one or two of those into the end zone, it's a totally different deal right now.
And remember, Matthew Cook missed earlier, shortly before halftime. And you've got a penalty coming in here on Northern Iowa. Looks like a false start.
Fire to the snap. False start. Offense. Number 89. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
You can hear some life out of Saluki Stadium here.
So that was the penalty on Alex Allen.
Thank you.
One of the tight ends. And the brother of Chase, who's a 3-time All-Big 12 player at Iowa State, and the son of Terry, who's the longtime coach at Northern Iowa, longtime head coach. That backs it up to a 40-yard try.
53 seconds.
For Matthew Cook, who, interestingly, Connor, didn't really have a chance to chip shot before a bunch of chip shots there in the first half. He's got a big leg. His career long is 50, so this is well within his range from 40 yards out.
He's been solid today.
Operation was good, and Cook with plenty of leg, and he snuck it inside. So false start doesn't come back to bite Northern Iowa, and a 40-yard field goal from Matthew Cook caps a drive where Deion McShane got it inside the red zone with the long catch and run. Then SIU's defense stands strong again to force the field goal.
We're seeing a theme in the red zone. Except for I did fail to mention, he did miss one field goal earlier there. But that Saluki defense has done a heck of a job. They've the classic saying, they've bent but they haven't broken. And it's kept them in the game. It's a one-score game. Saluki offense was shut out the first half. Starting quarterback taken out of the game due to injury. Not even in the
Yeah, I think Brashard Smith, he's a speedster. I just want to see, how Miami develop him because, like I said, coming out of high school, you could tell he's a speedster. You could tell he, with a little bit of work, he could be probably bigger than anything we've seen from Mike Harley right now. Definitely got that speed like we saw out of Jeff Thomas, but just got to see if he get developed.
Defenses in the country.
They'll have it at the 25-yard line of the touchback. That was the thing with Nick Baker coming in a couple of weeks ago. Ray Lyles, the starter to open the spring, hurt his ribs in the Week 1 loss against North Dakota. Nick Baker makes his first career start, beats the #1 team in the country. Stone Lebanowitz has a chance in his first action significantly since September of 2019 to beat the #4 team in the country.
It's it really in a day and age where the transfer portal is, it's not uncommon to see a lot of guys jump in there if they don't win the job. Literally, because these three quarterbacks competed all the way to the start of the 2019 season for the job, they've all started a game. I mean, I think it positions the Salukis actually well, given these injuries. They all have real-time, game-time experience and respect and trust from the guys.
This is Justin Strong leaping over a pile, and more positive yardage from Justin Strong. But that's an excellent point. You talk to teammates as you look at Justin Strong again, but talk to teammates of Stone Lebanowitz. There is not a better teammate than Stone Lebanowitz. Injuries, he came back, didn't have the job anymore, but here's his chance once again.
Yeah. The Saluki offense, 19 plays, 156 yards in the third quarter. They are rolling, coming out after halftime here.
Lebanowitz off the play fake, gets out of the pocket, and didn't elect to slide. Instead, dove forward, and he's close to a first down. Needed 4, and it looks like he got exactly that. He did. First down, SIU.
Yeah, to your point, Connor, I think all these guys, like I said, they won the job at one point or they started. And so when you're out there on the field, your team trusts you. They've all made plays. And it's coming in play here today.
On
Monday nights, he runs camera with our crew for basketball games. On Saturday afternoon, he's got a chance to win a top 5 game here at Saluki Stadium. It's a one-score game headed to the fourth.
Starting today, nobody has to.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Most recent Miami Hurricanes wide receiver, I'll definitely go with Braxton Berrios. He was exciting to watch. Like, he was one of them receivers that when you got a crucial third down and you need some yardage, especially across that middle, you know he was one of them dudes that you got to look out for. So I'll go with Braxton Berrios. I mean, you know, offensively, we haven't really been doing too much. So hopefully Reed Lashley could turn this thing around. I mean, last season, you know, offensively, we was a little bit better than the seasons before, but, you know, it wasn't that much of a change in play calling and stuff like that. It was just a faster tempo. But receiving wise, what we got on the roster now, it's a lot of potential. It's a lot of potential. If I'm being honest, I think we're going to see a lot of Mark Pope and D. Wiggins again, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think they're going to – I think Manny going to still put them out there. I think practice-wise, they might be great practice guys or whatever. But nonetheless, Brashard Smith, Romello Branson, all those guys, I want to see more of them too. So if Miami got to blow some teams out to get these guys on to showcase some of their talent so we can see what we missing in the games and sitting on the sideline, then hey, do so. Don't forget about guys like Michael Redden and you know, Jeremiah Payton and all those guys too. You say more play time for Marshall Few. I don't know, man. Like I said, we unless we get to see some of these practices and see spring games and stuff like that to make our own evaluation, we just gonna have to deal with whatever Manny Diaz give us. We just gonna have to sit back and, you know, hope they pass the eye test when it comes to game time. Because if we don't get to see none of them practices, if we don't get to see none of them spring game or anything like that, then we can't really say who, you know, who needs to be on the field and who don't, because we ain't seeing nothing. Now, I do know that the spring game on the 17th, April 17th, will be at the Hard Rock Stadium. As of right now, there's no fans. That could change, but we don't know as of right now.
One score to take the lead here, and it begins with Javon Williams grinding out 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Jacob Garrett, we mentioned him, the up back. He leads the way on a lot of those Wildcat carries up inside.
SIU is down 13-0 at halftime. Got it to 13-10. Now trying to go down and take their first lead of the day. And Corby Sander and Caden Hotelling were there to ring down Javon Williams. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Big spot to begin this fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'll see here on the replay, Williams forced to break it outside, and sometimes he makes that look impressive, but right there, too many white jerseys rallying up to bring him down. Stone Lobanowitz in on 3rd down.
Riley Van Wy was in there with the initial surge on the tackle to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Lobanowitz, who, falling down, gets it out to Avante Cox for a 1st down. That's twice now we've seen him get hit. Awkward angle and a 1st down throw for Lobanowitz.
Yeah, just eyes down the field. Feels the pressure, steps up. See it here, steps up, eyes down, and completes the pass to Avante Cox for the 1st down.
He looked over to the Saluki sideline and gave him a little shrug. I don't know how I did it either.
Off the bench, into the game, playing free. You love to see that.
Opening minute and a half of the fourth quarter. SIU down 6 and on the move. A strike to Landon Lenore for a first down. And he gets body slammed down by Omar Brown, but not before he picks up 13 more and a first down for SIU.
Salukis driving this one close. Panther right between the zone coverage there. Panther defender trying to come over and tip that. And you see Stone, that's what he brings right there. He just signals first down, you know, in a classy, fun way. But let's not forget, folks, a year ago, the world was shut down. And these guys are out here playing football right now, thanks to, you know, so many people and their commitment. And
yeah, Mari Carter's coming back. Manny announced it that he was coming back about a month ago.
And the bounce off of that tackle by Romeo Elliott. Man, he took a pop and bounced off it from Spencer Perry and got enough for a first down. That's impressive work from Romeo Elliott.
Yeah, this will show you right here the balance that Romeo Elliott has. Look at that physical hit, and he bounces right off and keeps his legs moving forward, picks up the first down.
So 3 straight plays, 3 straight first downs for Stone Labanowitz and the SIU offense, leading 16-10. Opening couple of minutes of the fourth quarter. Trailing 16-10, excuse me. Northern Iowa up 16-10, and Labanowitz takes off, and he'll be just short of the first down. He got 8, and now the Salukis inside the red zone, and positive plays starting to stack up here.
Stone Labanowitz does not know how to slide feet first. He refuses to do it. Salukis on the ball quickly here.
So it's 2nd down and 2. We apologize, the graphics are down. And SIU down 6, trying to go down and take a lead, and they've got another first down. Jacob Garrett rumbles inside the 10 off the pass from Stone Labanowitz.
Got a replay here. You see Stone, he just feels it. Stone Labanowitz there, he feels it. Gets it out to his Jacob Garrett, picks up the first down, and Salukis back in the red zone.
6 to tie, 7 to take the lead for SIU. Remember, these two are tied in 2nd place in the Valley, 1 game back of undefeated North Dakota, who SIU played in week 1. North Dakota currently in the top 5 in the country at number 3, right in front of Northern Iowa. So another resume-boosting win on the line here today for both. Outside for Elliott, and he's shoved out by Omar Brown trying to turn that corner.
Yeah, Elliott, he's a guy that's a zone running scheme there. You're going to lose him. I mean, as a backer, you're trying to flow and find and sift through everything. Down in this area of the field, you're not going to find him. So you'd like to see Elliott try to find a crease there and just and kind of trust that and stay in between that tackle box, but tried to go off tackle there. That was his sweet spot 2 weeks ago, able to kind of score a touchdown and finish the game off against the number 1 team in the country at that point, North Dakota State. But big red zone possession here for the Saluki offense.
10:30 to go in the game. It's 16-10. Northern Iowa, SIU trying to take a lead. Elliott slippery off another tackle. And it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line as SIU tries to punch it in with about 10 minutes to go in the game.
And this is typically an area you would see number 15, Javon Williams, come into the game. And he is not in the game, but it looks like Justin Strong coming in right now.
SIU trailed 13-0. Back-to-back drives with Stone Labanowitz, who came into this game as the backup. They've scored since halftime. And a touchdown here would tie it. Extra point would give them the lead with inside 10 minutes to go in the game. 3rd down and goal from the 3.
Zone coverage.
Labanowitz looks into that zone coverage. He's got Rollins for a touchdown.
Yep.
The first career touchdown for the Cincinnati transfer. Ties the game at 16 in the fourth quarter.
This is a guy that works so hard. He works so hard. And Stone Labanowitz motioned out Justin Strong. He knew right away he had zone coverage. And Rollins runs an excellent route. Back of the end zone. Spots up for his quarterback. And Labanowitz delivers the dime for a touchdown. Salukis with a chance to take their first lead of the game.
So fist pumps all around for Nick Hill and his group on the Saluki sideline. Deron Rollins, at one point, it was thought that he was going to play in that game against SEMO in the fall, and then that was going to be it. He was going to graduate and move on, but a big catch in a top 10 game here today. So Galdoni tries to give SIU the lead, and this quote-unquote sold-out crowd reserving social distancing here at Saluki Stadium. They've had something to cheer about since halftime hit. Down 13-0 for SIU, now up 1 against number 4 Northern Iowa.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and more? So what are you waiting for? World's strongest man, Martins Litsi.
What am I gonna do to you, Box? Let me break it down for you. Oh!
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Starting today, nobody has to settle for less than the very best, because only Verizon gives you 5.
Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button for me. Like I said, I do these games every week. For anybody that don't know, hit that subscribe button. We will be live next week also. I won't be live tomorrow for the Jackson State game. As you guys already know, that'll be on ESPN2. So that'll be some copyright issues if I do. So, hit that like button.
Hey!
Starting quarterback injured out for the game since late second quarter for SIU. Corey Lyles out with a rib injury. He was the starter to begin the spring season. And it's Stone Labanowitz at quarterback, leading SIU to 17 points since they trailed by 13 at halftime. And SIU by 1, trying to get their second top 5 win in the last 3 weeks. It would be the first time in program history they've beaten two top 5 teams in the same season. Still inside 10 minutes to go. Northern Iowa will get it back with the touchback. And here's a look at that drive that Labanowitz just led SIU down on to take the lead.
And a big third down conversion here. Find a way to extend it.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. We got 70 people watching, 50 likes. Hit that like button.
And then down in the red zone. Stone Labanowitz, strong hands. Deron Rollins. Saluki to take the lead.
Well, that's the Vic Koenig drive of the game. Go to VicChevy.com. Vic Koenig Chevrolet, just west of the mall in Carbondale. So let's see what Will McIlvain and Northern Iowa come up with as an answer for Stone Labanowitz and his good work at quarterback. And this drive begins on the ground. Ball is out. Dom Williams fumbled it. SIU had it for a moment. Let's see if they did get it back. Quick change for SIU. Williams put it on the deck. And the first play of the drive comes right back to the Salukis offense.
What a timely play. What a timely play. And again, this is Quay Brown with the punch. You see Chucky Sullivan trying to scoop and score there. Somebody had to get back in on that. I think it was Sullivan. He tried to scoop it. But look at the punch right there. 24 coming in on your screen. Quay Brown and the Salukis with an incredibly timely defensive play, much like they had here at home 2 weeks ago against North Dakota State. Finding a way. First turnover of the game after your offense has been running, clicking on all cylinders. Saluki defense giving the Panthers a little taste of their own medicine. forcing turnovers at this point in the game. The Panthers had forced 2. Salukis had forced none. Salukis now force another turnover.
And that was an explosion of emotion off the Saluki sideline after SIU got that back. Tyson Kershaw nearly came back in there, had it for a moment, and then SIU underneath the pile wrestled it away from the wide receiver.
I can tell you, watch this from Quay Brown again here. To do this at full speed, you think, as a viewer, you think, hey, you can run in there and just punch that thing. To time it up, to have the awareness to do it at full speed, it's really hard. And I'm speaking from experience. I had a lot of mishits, and when you miss hit, it can be a missed tackle.
Right.
And I can tell you, as a former linebacker, that I had a miss hit one time that went for 80 yards. And so it can be a risky play, but Saluki's back out on offense.
And Brown is the safety. That very well could have happened. He was the last line of defense there. And SIU off the quick change tried to take a shot. Omar Brown had Landon Lenore hemmed in. So that's twice today that Quay Brown has done that. SIU didn't come up with the first one, but now they can take a 2-score lead after Brown comes up with the second one.
Yeah, he's making the current NFL safety, Jeremy Chin. He's making him proud. Jeremy Chin, we saw him do that as a Saluki. They were an excellent tandem, but Clayton Bush filling in now, and Quay Brown back after entering the portal and then coming back to the Salukis here spring 2019.
He missed the last 2 weeks with a shoulder injury too. So his first action since week 1. And after Brown's turnover, SIU will have 3rd down and short on the sweep for Avante Cox getting 8.
Yeah, Cox right here just makes an impressive cut. We'll see on the replay. This is a decision here out on the perimeter where when he gets out on the edge, just before that, he made a decision. I'm going to get north and south. And I really think that's a difference of a 3-yard gain versus a 9-yard gain to make it a 3rd and 2.
SIU is 6 of 9 on 3rd downs today.
Again, coming into the game, they were right around that 60%, second in the country coming into the game. First in the Valley.
This is a 3rd and short. Flag comes in on the sideline. Labanowitz keeps it himself. And into open space, he slides down at the 16-yard line. So it's a 1st down if it stands. Let's check on that flag on the sideline.
I think
Labanowitz is holding his head.
I think initially they thought it was, it looks like they're going to bring it back.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So big 3rd down conversion there. Nullified by the penalty.
The ball back to the 3rd at the 36-yard line. 3rd and 7 instead of 1st and 10 inside the 20 for SIU after Labanowitz run is wiped away. So from 3rd and 2 back to 3rd and 7. 1-score game, 2-1 record, tie for 2nd place in the Valley right now. And they keep it on the ground on 3rd down, and Elliott keeps bouncing, and he plunges ahead to the 15 for a 1st down.
Just see as the game's gone along here, Romeo Elliott, the more contact finds him, the more he finds a way to break through it. Look at this. I mean, that is a physical run right there. He is down. They signal down on the field.
Very rare that you see the sophomore Elliott go down on first contact. Saw that last week against Youngstown State. We're seeing it again today. So he'll check out. SIU back into the red zone. They've scored on each of their 3 drives in this 2nd half. Facing Mark Farley's vaunted defense, giving up 11 points a game. And Javon Williams grinds out 2 yards on 1st down. What do you think about what a flip this is, Connor? There was nothing doing for SIU. It was looking like the Northern Iowa defense that hadn't allowed an offensive touchdown in 2 weeks, but then all of a sudden, out of halftime, this thing changed.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been excellent on 3rd down. they were 1 for 5 first half, and this half they have they're 7 of 10 now for the game. So I mean, they've converted on third down 6 times here in the second half.
So second down and long, and Lenore can't get to that ball as Omar Brown had him fended off. He was the one who had the interception in the first half.
I'm sorry, 1 for 3. They were 1 for 3 first half on third down. 6 of 7 so far in the second half. But here's another big third down in the red zone.
Tough to get past that guy. The FCS Defensive Freshman of the Year, Omar Brown, 6 picks last year.
Had 1 today already. Nick Baker in the first quarter.
Mark Farley, UNI's head coach, said that early in his freshman season, top-rated teams like SIU went after him early in the game, and he stood up to it time and time again, and he's done that again today.
And Coach Nick Hill is fired up right now, as you can see. Thought that should have been PI there.
So it'll be third down and 8 when we come back. Less than 7 minutes to go. Top 10 matchup in Carbondale today. Who's going to be the one to break the tie in second place? 1 game back in North Dakota for the top spot at the midway point of the season.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance?
Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe. I will be doing these games every week, Saturday. Y'all tune in. Sometimes I do them in the week also. Hit that like button. Subscribe. You said you think that FSU should have had 0. Oh man, that would have been crazy if they went they played 9 games and they was like 3-6. Yeah, that would have been crazy if they went 0-9. I think they probably would have fired Coach Norvell the first year he got there if they went 0-9 under him. Nonetheless, but who knows? Norvell's doing pretty good in recruiting right now, but I think this season is pretty much a wash for FSU. Transfer portal's been pretty good to them, so who knows? But we're just gonna have to sit back and watch how this spring play out. How FSU start their season off. I think we play them like the 8th or 9th game into the season, so we'll see how they do. I know they start the season off playing Notre Dame, so that should be an interesting game to watch. I think Notre Dame gonna blow them out. If not, I think Notre Dame gonna win regardless. But Mike Norvell, he got some tough games on the schedule this year. Florida Gators, Miami, Clemson, Notre Dame. Yeah, I think those are 4 losses already. So, me personally, not just joking, but I think they probably go 3-9 this season. They could probably beat the cupcake games. They'll beat UMass. They'll beat Jacksonville State, and probably beat Syracuse. That's about it. It'll be a toss-up between them and Louisville and
Just past the midway point of the
Wake Forest.
It's a 1-point SIU lead. Trying to punch it in and extend this lead. Big 3rd and 8. It's Stone Labanowitz going to the air and just out of the reach of Avante Cox. And it'll be 4th down and 8 for SIU. And looks like they're sending the field goal unit out, trying to make it a 4-point game.
Saluki offense up to that point. Passing game was working off of the rushing attack. Here in the second half, 12 rushes, 125 yards. That Saluki rushing attack here in the second half, but unable to.
Yeah, Uncle Lou's always been pretty tough on FSU. I mean, hey, his wife is an alumni now.
Red zone defense in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. UNI forces the field goal try, and that kick is no good.
Wow.
Directly over that right upright for Nico Galdoni, and this remains a 1-point game. Nick McAfee, the quarterback for Northern Iowa, and his unit will have it after this to try to take the lead back with less than 7 to go.
Verizon gives you more.
Wow. That's like what, the 2nd or 3rd missed field goal today? That's crazy, man. Right now, the only thing I'm waiting on really is Miami versus Alabama. I think that game being the first game of the season, I think that's going to be a test for Miami's offense and defense. You know, defending national champs. Not to mention, you got Clemson playing Georgia the first game of the season too, so that's going to be something to look forward to. This season, if we have a normal season, you know, might not be packed stadiums, might not be all the way, you know, like that or whatever, but nonetheless, if we have the non-con games and stuff like that, I think, you know, we'll get close to a normal season as possible. But I can't wait for Georgia versus Clemson, because I mean, Georgia, if you look at their schedule, they have the easiest schedule in the SEC, I think. Other than Clemson, there's pretty much nobody else on their schedule to even challenge them, other than probably Florida, which I think Florida's going to go downhill this season. So we shall see. I'm taking Clemson. I got $150 on Clemson winning that game, so I'm taking Clemson against Georgia. If you're a Georgia fan and you don't like it, that's tough. That's tough. You said Clemson 12-0.
Northern Iowa defense holds the Salukis to a missed field goal inside the red zone. After it was 13-0 Northern Iowa at halftime, Salukis have stormed back.
That missed field goal might come back to haunt them.
Rollins touchdown catch early in the fourth quarter. Now it's Will McElvain at quarterback for Northern Iowa, the freshman All-American, trying to guide his team down for a score to take the lead. Drive starts with Tyler Hoosman getting wrapped up in the backfield by Jordan Berner. And let's go downstairs to Adam King.
You know, one of the things that Nick Hill talks a lot about is where this program is compared to other programs across the country. And with that North Dakota State win, it really propelled them, as you can tell, in the top 10 already. But a win now and just competing in this game, I think, says so much about this SIU program. Right now, up 1 point on another top 5 team with 6 minutes to go. You have to think this really is solidifying where SIU stands with so many people.
Well, that shot for Will McElvain, Adam, is incomplete to Deion McShane. That's the thing, Connor. Nick Hill said that, yes.
Man, if he could have completed that, that probably was a touchdown.
That's nothing you write down as a goal at the beginning of the season is beat number 1 and then lose the rest of your games. It's win a Valley Championship and go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm a Saluki alumni. You know, back in 2009, we beat these Panthers at the Unidome on the way to that conference championship. And I think they'll remember the game, but they'll remember it more if it's a part of something bigger. They got a big chance here on third down.
And Northern Iowa, the established contender in the Missouri Valley Football Conference playoffs in 5 of the last 6 years. Third down here, and Campbell got his hands on it. It's incomplete. Quan Hampton had a shot at it. And then Roderick Campbell, the cornerback, turned safety, patted it down. Fourth down.
This tight coverage right there. Campbell reaches out, almost makes the play, falls on the ground. Wishing, hoping he would have came up with that one. With the Saluki defense finding a way to get off on third down and forcing a punt. Fourth quarter, 6 minutes to go. What did we say? What did we say coming in? 17 times these two teams have played. 12 times in the matchups, it's come down to a one-score game at the end of the game.
Yeah, you said it. I give you all the credit for that one.
Well, and back when I was playing, I mean, this was the rivalry in the Valley. 7 straight years, there was a one-possession game. And many times, conference.
Yeah, it's going back to Coastal versus Atlantic. No more Notre Dame.
4-minute offense coming here for SIU, but still feel like you got to score as well. And let's pay some bills before a big final 6 minutes here. Culver's is the official custard of some of the today's play for the Food King. So stop by.
I've had a devil food cake. Culver's, that's for sure.
Okay. So you're putting on spring LPs for this rain season, is what you're saying. So drive starts from the 28. Good play by Spencer Cavalier, the second leading tackler in the conference. He was the one that made the initial stop on Elliott.
He just kind of sprints through, takes the lane here, had a window. Looked like his hand was up around the helmet of Elliott, but no flag.
So second and long for SIU, and they keep it on the ground with Landon Lenore, and he chews up a chunk to get close to the sticks. Second down and 2 after the gain of 8 for the wide receiver.
Lenore getting involved in the run game. Don't see that very often. Gives the Salukis a third and short here. Jacob Garrett was leading out there on the block out front.
That's usually Avante Cox's role. Get him out of the slot on those sweeps. So a little different look there from SIU. Well, you said it. SIU's been terrific on third downs in the second half. Storm back and take this lead after they're down 13. Third and short for Lebanowitz, who came in at halftime and underneath to Javon Williams. He's fighting for that marker. And a pile of Panthers are there, and he looks like he's half a yard short.
I don't think they're going to give it to him. They made that initial cut there and was hovering the first down marker the entire way, but look at these white jerseys. Kind of rally up to the football, physical. They finish off the tackle there, too. Don't give Javon Williams a chance to break that tackle and pick up the first down. 4th and 1.
How's this for some trust in your defense? 1 point game, 4 minutes to go. The offense stays on the field with half a yard to get in your own territory.
Saluki 6 for 9 on third down. Have not had a 0 for 1 on fourth down. Went for it on fourth down there in the second quarter. Did not get it. Right around field goal range then.
And that was in plus territory at that point, like you're talking about, in field goal range. And SIU takes the time out here. We'll step aside. Decision time for SIU. This is
got a good one. Got a good one.
Only Verizon gives you more of the best.
Oh man, so we got a good game here, going down to the wire. Now we're gonna find out if the missed field goal is gonna come back and kick him in the butt. But if you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Like I said, I do these games every week, so subscribe.
You did good.
All right, we're back for a 4th down and 1, and SIU goes straight ahead with Romir Elliott, and it looks like they got it.
What a call. What a call. You come out and because if you don't convert this, you are giving the Panthers a chance to take the lead, but the confidence you show and your guys up front, Xavier Furcron, Calvin Francis, an interior offensive line for the Salukis, and go get me a yard against one of the best defensive lines in the country. What a play, what a call, execution.
We thought when SIU took the timeout that maybe they had rethought it and they were going to send the punt unit out after the timeout, but no. So all 3 timeouts left for Northern Iowa, and they didn't stop it here, and Cox off of the handoff gets 12 more across midfield. First down SIU.
Yeah, he was crunched on this hit. They were stripping at the ball. He's going to come out of the game here, but they were stripping at the ball as they made contact with him. And watch this hit here at the end. Corby Sanders ripping at the ball, and then a huge collision.
It was Benny Sapp who came in and laid the wood on Avante Cox, the transfer out of Minnesota.
Benny Sapp has has a lineage of Panthers in his family that played football at UNI.
Benny Sapp II, his dad, played the NFL with the Vikings for a while. And short gain here for Romeo Elliott. And now Northern Iowa is going to start to use their timeouts. There's the first that they've used with 2:37 left. And second down and 8 coming for SIU with a 1-point lead.
What a game. You've got your starting quarterback. He was the player of the week a couple weeks ago. He's out of the game. You've got a defense that hadn't allowed a touchdown. Now they've allowed 2.5. They hadn't allowed a touchdown in the last 3 games. They've allowed 2 in the second half. Really, the Saluki offense was a tale of 2 halves. They could not get in the end zone, not 5 points in the first half. And UNI, their run game had just been shut down. This second half, they have not been able to run the football. And really, if you look at their possessions, they came out, they had to punt. They did drive, and they had the big play to McShane and went to 3rd and 10 and had a field goal on that possession. The fumble, and then they had to punt the last possession out. And they've had opportunities, just they haven't been able to move the football in the second half. And that's a credit to the Saluki defense as well.
Stone Lebanowitz is 10 of 14 as we take a look back at your keys to the game. They're brought to you by Ron Ward Chevrolet. And in the second half, SIU is graded out highly in both of those as they keep it on the ground to get 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. Northern Iowa takes their second timeout.
I think that field position, UNI, even on the drives that they've had to go the entire field, they've only came away with field goals with the exception of the one with penalties. See the Salukis getting some hard yards there, brings it to 3rd down. They call another timeout. But then, just 3rd down in the second half, it's been impressive out of that Saluki offense. They've been 6 for 9 on 3rd down in the second half.
So, gave me the numbers on Stone Lebanowitz. 11 of 15. He's completed 73% of his passes, 1 touchdown, no pick. A lot of that stuff has come in the second half. He entered late in the first half. How aggressive are you on a 3rd and 6, 2:30 to go, and a 1-point lead?
You're as aggressive as Stone Lebanowitz makes you, and I think he's had a presence and a calmness in the pocket. A lot of those 3rd downs that he converted on those scoring drives, it wasn't the first read, it wasn't the second read. In fact, it was beyond the play. A lot of times we're finding, hey, all right, where's my safety valve? Where's he at? And it looks like they're coming out in the shotgun here on 3rd down. Chance to try to put the game away.
SIU keeps it on the ground with Elliott. He's got eyes for a first down. A flag comes in behind the play. Romeo Elliott got to the 35 for a first down, but will it come back?
Going to call a hold, I think.
Nah, I'm not doing a bracket this year.
Side here, they're going to call the hold.
Whatever they do, whatever bracket they put out, I'll just follow it, But Miami's not going to be, playing in the basketball tournament or whatever. Our season is pretty much done. So I'll just be watching, hating on Florida State. And if the Gators on there, I'll be hating on them too.
You want to force them to use
But
their final timeout.
yeah, basketball, I'm not really going,
could even just be a
making it brackets or keep up with it too much.
Let it wind inside 2 minutes.
I'll keep up with the Florida State games and the Florida Gators game if they're in there, just for trolling purposes, but not really.
They do keep it on the ground with Elliott, and Corby Sander comes up from that safety spot, gives him a good pop, and couldn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. And there is the final timeout for Northern Iowa.
Coach Hill is signaling to the official. That's targeting, saying that Sander came in with his helmet and led the way with his helmet. You can see there he's signaling you need to take a look at that.
Well, Romeo Elliott is calling for that too. He was the back that carried it.
It was a physical hit.
So top 10 matchup here today, coming down to the final 2 minutes, looks like Will McIlvaine and the Northern Iowa offense will have a chance to win it against the Saluki defense. They're the other teams inside the top 10. North Dakota 3-0. That's the team that SIU and you and I are chasing right now in first place in the driver's seat, with today being the midway point of the spring season in the Valley. North Dakota State, that's the team that SIU beat here 2 weeks ago. They're number 5. Dakota State is here next week. They're number 8. And those are the teams knocking on the door right outside of the top 10, with 2 Valley teams also inside the top. So Jack Cahoon gets off a good punt. And the drive for Northern Iowa will start at their own 10, 1:48 to go. No timeouts. And they need a field goal to win it.
The stage has been set. Who's going to make the play? Who's going to make the play for the Panthers? That could put them in position to score or break a big play, get in the end zone and take the lead for the Panthers, or who's going to be that defensive lineman or that Saluki secondary player that forces the turnover or is able to get to the quarterback, right? You feel it's a passing situation with no timeouts.
You and I with just 3 points since halftime. In the hands of the gunslinger Will McIlvaine, and a good start to the drive. It's to Deion McShane for a first down, gain of 12 yards.
See this throw here. You see the zip McIlvaine's got there. That's a long throw. Puts it right on the spot to McShane.
If you're already looking ahead, thinking about a field goal, career long for Matthew Cook, the kicker, is 50 yards. So got to get to the 37 to get into that range. McIlvaine flushed out. Sullivan chasing him, and he throws it away.
Saluki's bringing extra rusher on both plays so far this drive. They brought 5. So trying to force the issue. You'll see it here. Bryce Notary coming inside. He's the one that forces him to escape the pocket. Chucky Sullivan pursues and tries to keep contained there on the speedy McIlvaine.
McIlvaine pressured, got it off, and McShane juggled it. And they say incomplete. Ball hit the turf, incomplete. 3rd down and 10, and SIU brought P.J. Jules off the edge from cornerback.
Yeah, a little sneak the corner off the edge here, and look what this does. That's put you in a 3rd and long. You get to substitute out, bring on a corner, a safety, a backer, and take off 2 interior defensive linemen. What do you think the Salukis are going to do here? They're going to rush the passer. 3rd and long, 4th quarter, Missouri Valley football, 1-score game. Gotta love it.
Salukis were down 13-0 at halftime. You and I trying to mount a game-winning drive. This to the edge, and that's broken up and incomplete. Quay Brown knocked it away from Nick Phillips. And it's 4th down and 10 with a game-deciding play upcoming.
Watch this play, folks. He has this. Quay Brown swipes that hand through and knocks it out. Big play there from your senior safety. The game on the line, 1:26 to go here, 4th quarter.
Well, the Salukis have never beaten a top 5 team twice in one season. A stop here, and they'll have beaten number 1 North Dakota State and number 4 Northern Iowa. And a timeout before 4th down and 10. That's the final timeout for SIU.
The one thing I was just going to say is you got to watch McIlvaine getting out on the edge. He can run. He really can. And clear drop back was what they were looking at there. You could see as they snapped the ball.
Well, it's been Stone Labanowitz, who you just saw a shot of there, the Saluki quarterback. He'll wear the cape if SIU holds on and wins this game. Coming in for injured Nick Baker. Labanowitz, the 3rd quarterback on the depth chart entering the spring. And Nick Baker in the sweatshirt there beside him. Without Gray Lyles, when he went down week 1, it was next man up with Nick Baker. Baker makes his first career start, beats number 1 North Dakota State. Stone Labanowitz in his first action since September, first significant action since September of 2019, trying to beat number 4. on the shoulders of his defense here. 4th down and 10. Both teams are out of timeouts. And this is a 1-point game.
Anthony Knighton off the right edge there. Keep an eye on him.
This decides the game right here. Can McIlvain keep it alive for you and I? He can. It's a first down to Quan Hampton, and he slips free at midfield. Being chased by Quay Brown and into field goal territory. Northern Iowa not only survives 4th down, but now they're looking at a chance to win the game.
What a play. What a play by McIlvain. He steps in.
Oh, wow. What a way to throw away the game. Southern Illinois. Dang, what a way to throw away the game. That's crazy.
Stop play here.
You had two Salukis spill at midfield trying to converge on Hampton after he made the first
Right
down
over the
catch.
top of No Tree's fingers there. He put that only where it could be caught. And had just enough time. So the Panthers now threatening. Salukis, no timeouts. Had to use them earlier and use them to, before that 4th down play to make sure they were lined up right.
So it's hands and face time for the Saluki fans here at Saluki Stadium. Remember, Matthew Cook has plenty of leg, career long of 50 yards. So well within his range right now. If they don't gain another yard from this spot, you're looking at about a 41-yard field goal. So they wind the clock. It's inside a minute to go. And on the ground with Tyler Hoosman. And SIU trying to club it away. And he gets 8 yards down to the 16-yard line.
I mean, you just never know. Missouri Valley football, 4th quarter. 2 top 10 teams. It has lived up to the hype.
This is one that the community will likely look back on at the end of the season. Top 10 game. It was 4th and 10. SIU could have clinched it. Then Quan Hampton with the big catch. Now 2nd and 2. Back to Hoosman. And a first down with 17 seconds left. And they'll move the chains 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Panthers content with... Well, I guess I thought they would run it down and go ahead and they're going to give themselves a little bit of time here in case they have a mishandle.
So 11 seconds left. Dead on try here for Matthew Cook, the all-conference kicker. It'll come from just inside 30 yards out. 29-yard try from dead on to try to deliver Northern Iowa the lead. Operation is good, and the kick is no good. Matthew Cook, wide left, and SIU survives. And they're going to get their second top.
Wow. Wow. These missed kicks, boy. God dang, Florida State.
We'll see on the replay here. He just shanked it wide left. You don't think he was thinking about that being a game winner. It's not easy to go out there and put that thing through the uprights. Lots of flags on the field. Salukis elated, celebrating.
After the play, the unsportsmanlike conduct. Southern Illinois, the whole team. That penalty says from the previous spot. The Southern Illinois ball. 1st and 10.
Well, Saluki fans are saying it's okay.
Rose, I can see Bobby Bowden walking up ready to celebrate, and then he's like, oh, God damn it.
Beat North Dakota State here a couple of weeks ago, ending the nation's longest winning streak at 39 games. And the missed field goal by Matthew Cook, who's been so good in his 2 years in a Panther uniform. Feel for him, but elation on that Saluki sideline.
So many plays go into a game. Oftentimes it feels like it comes down to crunch time. Here today, the Panthers are going to look at the missed field goal, but there were many other opportunities that they had. And Salukis coming up big, able to knock off the 5th-ranked Panthers.
Oh man,
Stone Labanowitz is in
I just had a brain fart. For a second, I thought the game was tied, and that field goal would have been the winner, and we were about to go into overtime. Man, I just had a brain fart. But Southern Illinois survives. Knock off number 4, Northern Iowa. Crazy. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I will be live again Saturday. And depending on if they have any good games on during the week, I might be live for those. But hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's see what the other game scores are real quick. So the other game that you guys had voted on, Kennesaw State versus Charleston Southern. Kennesaw State won 24-19. So pretty close game.
Right back at it next week against another top 10 team right here at home. South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits are number 8 in the country.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch it over to the Citadel game. The Citadel game is 14.
Connor James. My name's Connor Onion. A big thanks to our production crew back in the truck, led by Dennis.
As they tried to work it to the outside, trying to get it to Cole Owens. And they're going to call offensive.
All right, so the Citadel, they're down 14-21. 1 minute 35 to go.
That's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs. I'll see if Western Carolina accepts it, or do they take the...
So this game is almost final. So
You take them back. Force them to do something they are not comfortable with doing. And that will get the official call. 15. So yeah, take them back. Force them to go even farther. This is not their strong suit. They don't want to throw the ball. They have a couple of route combinations. That time it was Burks with the comeback on the outside. But Western Carolina can. This is where Andy McCollum can pin his ears back and come after him.
Keep an eye on Riley Webb. He's heading down the field. That ball thrown up there just out of the reach of Aaron.
wow. Come on, man. Quarterback, you got to be way more accurate than that. That was a wide open guy you missed.
Defensive coordinator Andy McCollum is telling his DBs, do not get beat deep. Force Adams to make the throw. If you're back, you can come up on it. It's a lot easier to make a play coming back and trying to flip your hips and make a play as the ball's going over your head.
1:29 to go. And a 2nd and long, 2nd and 21 officially, ball at the 11-yard line. And what you rarely see out of a Bulldog offense, 4 wide receivers, shotgun set. Adams, pressured, able to elude one man, looks down the field, check down receiver, good completion there. Clock running. Njoku with the reception.
And that time they just ran the concept of smash where
He said D King. Oh my God.
And they were able to get cars, but the clock is down.
He was built like him.
3rd and long. Adams will step it up. He's going to look to the sideline. He's not going to get the first down, but he will get out of bounds to stop the clock as Willie Hampton comes up.
It's funny because they wearing the same number and everything.
Carolina defense. Yes, you stop them. It's 4th down, but now they can huddle. They can set something up in this situation. You want to tackle them. Don't give them the opportunity to come up with the perfect play. When the clock's against you, you want to keep them in bounds. Force them to have to make decisions on the fly.
And this could be the biggest play of the game. How many times have we said that this afternoon? 57 seconds remaining. 4th and 5. Adams drops back, looking downfield. Tucks it. He's going to be sacked. And Western Carolina will get the win as Trey Jolly, a monster.
All right, there go your ball game.
Carolina comes in and is able to get the sack in the backfield.
That's your ball game right there.
Up the middle.
Let's see what's going on with these games. That'll be a ball game. All right, so Citadel, they about to take an L. This one might be good. Let's see.
Variety, and then Van Cleve will step out at the 25-yard line. A timeout at Cybert Stadium. Get ready for the final 3:09 as you see the score, Sanford by 6.
You ever think Pac-Man gets tired of eating these same little dots? I could get any 2 toppings on my large.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna call it a day, man. I got some business to go take care of. You know,
I think I'm about to out Pizza the Hut. No.
hopefully you guys had a good time watching this little football game with me. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Y'all have a good day, and I'm out.
You'll have complete peace of mind online, and will ensure that you get the most Wi-Fi coverage.